So this is our Halloween special.
This is our Halloween special, and we are Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think your costume turned out great.
yeah.
Wait, you took out the bulk. You took out the buckles.
Oh shit! It fell off. Okay, now here's the real question: how much did you spend on your costume?
Like $40, $50,
19,
19.
15, and like 15. So we
Oh,
spent about the same.
yeah, but yours is like legit, right? Like you
I
could wear that for other occasions.
yes, yeah. I actually bought, what are these called? Overalls
Overalls,
and a
okay.
green shirt and an actual Luigi hat.
Yeah, no, that's solid.
Yeah,
I wish I was more creative, right? It was so much easier for me just to buy the packet and
yeah.
not have to mess around with it.
I'm gonna be honest. The reason why is because Halloween costumes fit like shit.
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah, look
why
at
I
mine.
knew. I
Look at this. Look at this right here.
know.
I went to a Halloween party, right? And it's apropos that we're like talking about sugar because I learned a lot as I was like researching for everything and like learning about everything. Um, and like I am textbook example of like sugar addiction.
Yeah.
Like that is definitely me. And I was thinking about some of the spikes that happened to me during the day because like I try not to eat anything in the morning, and then I wait until like noon time
Mhm.
to eat. But then I definitely get the spike because my diet's like crap,
Mhm.
and I get the spike in the afternoon, and then it's like I should take an hour nap or so, right? It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what intermittent fasting is, right?
Yeah.
So like one of the things about intermittent fasting is you cannot be like spiking your diet with sugar if you're going to do this,
Got it. Okay.
because there is no like constant feed, right? There is no constant like continuity of nutrients going into your body. There's long periods of fasting and then short periods of feeding.
Okay.
And so once you feed, it breaks the fast. You're no longer in ketosis, and
Right.
everything skyrockets. Whereas like if you ate cereal in the morning, and then a candy bar in the afternoon, and then like a dinner, there's like a constant.
Right.
And so when you're intermittent fasting. So I did it for 18 months.
Okay.
Did it for 18 months. I did a intermittent fasting for 18 months in conjunction with a carnivore diet. And
Okay.
I'd never felt better in my life.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard wonderful things about ketosis. So like patients that are young and that have refractory seizures,
Yeah.
one of the main things that we do for them is we put them on a ketosis diet,
Yeah.
and that works better than almost any drug that's out there
Yeah.
because you're feeding the brain ketones as opposed
Sh-
to the sugars.
Glucose.
Yeah, and so I can see how the brain is sharper and more attuned when you're in a keto diet.
Yeah. Additionally to running on ketones, your body like I felt sharp. I was hungry. And so like evolutionarily when you think about like when you're in a state of hunger, you're more hyper aware of things because
Yeah,
we are evolutionarily built to eat 3 times a week.
right. Yes, like hunter
So
gatherer stuff.
yeah. So you just run at it on a whole different frequency when you are running off of ketones.
Yes, and I think that the appeal to me is having sharper mental clarity.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
it is amazing. So I went from living under a bridge, shooting heroin, to a fucking terrible diet. I mean, we were eating 6 times a day. It was 3 meals and 3 snacks,
where
and
was it? This was in the
in treatment.
okay.
And the last snack
This
was
was your
at
like 2 year treatment plan.
three.
Two. Okay.
And so there was a we ate at 6 in the morning. We ate at 11:30. These are meals. 6 in the morning, 11:30, and 4:30.
Okay.
And there was basically a meal. I mean, a snack um, after lunch. No, after breakfast, after lunch, and then after dinner. But the last snack was desserts, and it was 10:30 at night.
Okay.
And I ate all 6 meals, like all 6 feeding times I ate,
Okay.
and we went to bed at 11. So we would
Okay.
eat pure sugar, and I hadn't moved into that point of my program where I can work. I wasn't allowed to work out at all. If they catch you working out in your room, you can get in trouble, like the whole nine.
Really? Why is that? What was
They
the rationale behind that?
it's part of the indoctrination.
Okay.
They like this is the same place that like you could not go anywhere without a buddy. Like
Okay.
they told like if you walked out of a certain door, you left even if it was just to open the door. Like if you just went and opened this door,
Okay.
you left the program. And then the first thing you do when you get there is they shave your head. Um,
What was it called?
I don't want to say it.
Okay. All right.
It's a Synanon based program though. I'll tell you
Okay.
that.
Oh, I was watching
The Synanon
the
fix.
Synanon fix,
What'd you
yeah, on
think?
HBO because you were the one that told me to watch the which one was it? It was not the Mother God one. It was the other one.
Breath of
Which
Fire.
Breath of Fire. I really enjoyed that one too.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, my HBO thing recommended all these other documentaries on,
Yeah.
and I was like, why are there so many? It was almost like there's like 7 or 8 different ones on HBO about that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've not finished that one yet, but it did pique my curiosity because it was all about like alcoholism and drug use.
Yeah. So that was the first therapeutic community in the world.
Okay,
So TCs are a thing, right? Like,
okay,
um, and they all have different philosophies and theories around it. Some of them do include like a 12-step model, but a lot of it really is just life skills,
okay.
right? And it's long term typically. There's a lot of them have like a work therapy component to it because they're
Mm-hmm.
mostly all self supporting.
Right.
But this one specifically, the one that I went to, has it. They've been around since the 70s. They have. Is that is your eye tearing?
It kind of does that randomly.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm either tired, like I just yawned.
Yeah.
So like it can you see it on the camera or
It
you could
no, probably
just see
not.
it?
We have
All
terrible
right.
reception
Yeah.
right now.
Dr. Shell's not crying. He's just got watery eyes.
Okay.
Why would I cry over this?
I don't know. No, no, no. I didn't think you were crying.
Oh, okay, okay.
I thought my head immediately withdrawal.
What? Really?
No, well, that was the signal, but it's not. I know it's not it.
Oh, that's so interesting, right?
Yeah.
So you're like the lacrimation from,
Yeah. Opiate withdrawal.
well, when does that kick in for you?
About 48 hours.
So I always tell patients about that when they're withdrawing from like fentanyl or from opioids, but I tell them, you're gonna experience, and they all know it, right?
Hmm.
I was like, experience goosebumps, and you're gonna have like tearing, and you're gonna have like, like a little bit of a restless leg. We are not gonna start the Suboxone then. And they're like, but I'm in withdrawal, and I'm like, no, no, you're not.
Yeah, no.
That's not withdrawal yet, right? You're like at the beginnings of withdrawal.
Yeah.
And so I always tell them we're gonna wait until the abdominal cramping and the diarrhea start. And
Yeah.
once the diarrhea starts, I know that enough fentanyl has come out of your system in order to give you the Suboxone safely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no guarantee. And so many patients are like, I'm withdrawing. And I'm like, what? You just got here. You used like 4 hours ago. This is not withdrawal. You're not
Yeah.
even close to withdrawal right now.
You know what's funny is a lot of opiate withdrawal is mental anyway.
Yeah.
The physical, I never got diarrhea. And the restless leg syndrome for me was never bad.
Okay.
And also, but I've kicked in jail. I don't know how many times, and
Okay.
so
So you get
I
used to it.
pretty used to it. The one of the most annoying thing was the teary eyes for
Yeah,
me.
it's interesting. It's because it is a psychological thing. It's the fear of the withdrawal more so than the withdrawal
Yeah,
itself. And so you're like, oh, it's coming, and I'm like, it's not even here yet. You're not the beginning phase of it. You're still functional. Like
yeah,
you're not curled up in a ball. And I think that they're in such a pattern of fearing that period of time where they're scrambling and they're looking for stuff and like, am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? Is it going to get worse? How is this all going to unfold?
yeah,
Just the heightened anxiety around that time when you don't have anything.
yeah. So imagine I've done the majority of my kicking in jail, where there is no. I can't even get out of my door.
Okay.
So the mental part of it, I was very easily overcame that because it's like I fucking
You can't.
can't.
There's no help coming for you.
Yeah,
You just have to go through it.
yeah, and luckily, like I think probably the last like probably 10 times that I kicked in jail, I would be coming off the streets where I also hadn't slept in 3 4 days.
Okay.
So I'm able to sleep until like day three,
Okay.
and then by the time day three comes around, the mental part is not even there, And I, like I said, I don't have like the diarrhea. I've never gotten the diarrhea
But
thing.
are they just letting you sleep in jail? Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
They don't are like, hey, get up and like go do something or
Oh no, you if you're kicking drugs, they give you 3 days.
okay.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So they know that that's coming.
Oh wait, you're talking about the cops?
No, no, no. I mean the people that are
The inmates.
yeah, the inmates.
Yeah, 3 days. You got 3 days.
And so all of the people that are like, who are they? What are they called? What like the jailers, the jailhouse?
Yeah, they're in California. It's all sheriffs, so they're all
Okay,
deputies.
deputies. Like the deputies are like watching over you. They know like, oh, he's going through it right now, and we
Yeah,
just wait.
they don't care though.
Okay. And are you in your own room, or you have like other people around you?
I typically went to the cells. I let's see, maybe twice that I can remember went to the dorms.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're talking about like everybody in there is a drug addict.
Right.
And so there's a little bit of extra leeway for opiate addicts when they go in
Mm,
there, where they just let you kick.
yeah.
But like, what I'm surprised about is that like there was never a thing like that for meth users or alcoholics.
No. Well, first, so we have a contract with the jail at one of the hospitals that I work with, and they only bring in the like if you're withdrawing from alcohol, they take you in and they give you something to prevent the seizures from happening.
Yeah.
But if the seizures do occur, they transfer them over to the ICU that we have, and in that ICU, we put them on like a lot of Ativan and a lot of like Precedex and
Hmm.
all those things to quiet that down. We never get any opiate addicts,
Yeah.
and I was always wondering why we never like. I was like, hey, how come they haven't sent us on the opiates? They're like, we just let them suffer.
Yeah.
Like they suck it up in like it's 4 days.
Yeah, it really isn't even that bad because the mental part really is the hardest hurdle to get
Mm.
over. But when you're locked in a cell, there is no option.
Right. There's nothing
So
else to do. You just go through it.
yeah, and they let you like so there was a couple guys, they were regulars. I was pretty regular too, but like there was like these regulars where they would kick really bad, and so it'd be like we would empty the trash can out, we would fill the trash can with hot water and let them like sit in the trash can in hot water.
Interesting.
Yeah,
How big was this trash can?
I mean it's a big trash can.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, see, I got tears again.
Yeah.
Um, we've managed to get off topic again.
Wait,
Which is fair. I mean, that's what happens to us, right? We were like, hey, are you crying? Oh, let's talk about withdrawal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is sugar so hard to give up?
Okay, so we're doing a sugar special, right? So
We are.
this entire thing's about sugar in lieu of Halloween.
Yes.
Okay, and so sugar's an interesting drug, right? So there's programs for that,
Hmm.
right? Have you ever been to Overeaters Anonymous?
I haven't.
Okay, I read the book and I went to a couple meetings and
Hmm.
like they're serious about their stuff
Yeah.
and it is when people talk about their sugar addiction, I just was just like, oh, like it's not like they are like legit serious about like
No,
how
yeah.
controlling sugar is for their lives, right? And so sugar works in the same reward system as drugs and alcohol, even social media, right? And dopamine is released into the nucleus accumbens whenever you eat sugar. That's the part of the brain that's responsible for pleasure and motivation. And so what happens is that as this circuit gets triggered over and over and over again, what happens is that the more you want the next dose. And so your brain kind of gets accustomed to that particular fix.
Okay.
And so as you do, over time, what happens is your brain actually like is seeking it or craving it. And that's sort of like where the drug fixation comes from. Like if I get this particular thing, I'll start to feel better.
Okay.
And so it helps to you'll feel irritable, discontent, all the basic stuff. And as you kind of get the next fix, you feel restored to comfort. You have relief in your fatigue, right? Your stress level kind of goes down. But what happens when you start to reduce the sugar inside of your system, you stop getting that dopamine fixed. You start to feel flat and irritable. And as you start to feel flat and irritable, it feels like withdrawal.
Okay. So, have you ever gotten like a sugar rush?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. I'm okay. I am 100% sure that I am addicted to sugar, right?
Okay.
I was like, a part of me when we were like, you're like, hey, let's do a sugar special, right? I was like, fucker, right? Like he knows, right? He like he wants he's ambushing me on this thing, right? He's like, Dr. Shah, here's your next surrender. And I'm like, I get it. I hear you, right? I've been going to the gym. It's been 10 days in a row. Or 10 like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Right? So I'm like, I'm feeling much better about it, right? But I'm also I will wake up hungry because I'm not eating past 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
and then I'm also I'm waiting until noon to eat, and so I'm working on it. Right?
9 to noon is a decent. Have you seen the scales for intermittent fasting?
Mm-mm.
Where
Oh
they're,
yeah, yeah, I have. I think it's like they encourage you to do at least 12 hours,
yeah.
and then ideally 16.
Yeah, so there it goes. So it's 12, 16, 20,
Yeah. Okay.
and there's like the different like intensities of it, right? And it's funny because when I first got introduced to the idea of it, it was like the guy was like, "Oh yeah, I just eat one meal a day, and I have 4 hours to eat it." And I was like, "You eat for 4 hours straight?" He's like, "Well, what I actually do is I just eat whatever I want for those 4 hours."
Uh huh.
I was like, "Okay, okay, like that sounds okay, whatever." So then I
Yeah.
started reading about it, and I was like, later on, I talked to this guy. I lost like 30 pounds in like those 35 pounds in like those 18 months. This
Okay.
guy, like,
Really good.
he just stayed the same weight. And I was like, he was, he would eat bread. He would just eat whatever he
Whatever you
wanted.
wanted in
Yeah.
those. Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a sponsee who is trying to convince me to do intermittent fasting, and he's a vegan, and so he's been eating. He's like, I don't want to meet up with you right now because you're gonna want to go eat, and I'm not eating right now. And I was like, all right, like, well, we don't have to go eat food. But then I'll be like, are you sure you're not hungry? Are you sure you don't want to come eat? So like, I'm the worst sponsor ever, right? Because he's like really trying to get this
Yeah.
under control. But he weighs like 140, 150, and he's like trying to get the last little bit of visceral fat because he does
Yeah.
DEXA scans, and so he swears by those. And so every couple of months he'll do a DEXA scan. He just got back from Jerusalem where he gained like 15 pounds while he was on vacation for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And he was like, he's like, get back on this fast, right? And I was just like, it's a lot. I know I have to make some lifestyle changes at some point, right? And I'm working on it. So enough of my shame.
We've got one chat.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. Is it your wife? That doesn't count.
No, it's not. It was the engineer. I don't know if he's
Okay.
even on there right now. He's not. He's not on there. But we do have 5 people watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. How come they don't want to chat?
I don't know. If you guys are watching, go ahead and announce yourself in the chat. And we apologize about the video quality. We will end up fixing that, but hopefully you enjoy the audio at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so the sugar did like okay. So I found a couple family members. I won't break their anonymity.
Okay.
I don't even think they actually. So one of them specifically is like fully aware that he's addicted to sugar.
Have I met this one?
No,
Okay.
no, that's a good point too. But he has been doing oh, Terry's here and so is Jennifer.
Okay. Awesome.
Hey guys. Uh but he's been doing like intensely working out and fasting or dieting for Aaron's here as well, and so is Megan.
Okay. Awesome. Hey guys.
Um, hey everybody. Oh, Aaron. Oh, video's good for people. Okay.
Okay. Great.
Okay, cool.
That's probably helped out when we stopped the feed.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Um, but one of the things that I didn't see it on the slides is GLP-1s.
Yeah, I didn't talk about that.
So one of the interesting things that I have learned about GLP-1s when I started like doing a little bit of research into that.
Well, I think you're going to educate me more on all of these stuff than I think I'm going to educate you, right? Let's go over the ones that you know about.
Okay. So um, there are three peptides, right, that they've
Okay.
connected to the satiating factor in your body, right?
Yeah.
There's one that isn't approved yet. It's called retatrutide. There's another one called tirzepatide and another one called semaglutide.
Okay.
Those two are approved in the United States right now.
Okay.
But one of the things that they've found for people in recovery who are early in recovery, even late in recovery, it's the same part of your brain that still craves alcohol.
Yeah.
And so they get on these GLP-1s and they completely quiet that part of their brain.
Were the studies just for alcohol, or were they
No,
for
no, no.
drugs
This
too?
was a side note that they didn't even. It wasn't alcohol focused at all.
Okay.
This whole thing is like you are supposed to feel satiated from food, right?
Right.
Sugars, foods, that whole part of your mind, it's correlated to the same part that makes you crave alcohol. And so I haven't seen anything about like drug addiction, but alcohol specifically,
Hmm.
people don't crave alcohol anymore.
I think it's interesting, right? Because when we talk about, are you drinking for the effects produced by alcohol, or are you drinking because that's typically what your pattern is? And
Yeah,
I think once we become addicted to it, and then in that cycle of drinking all the time, it becomes a necessity. And so for me, at the end of my drinking, I was drinking all my calories.
oh wow. Well,
Yeah.
four
So,
gallons of vodka.
well, I mean, that was the last time, right? But for most of my meals was the vodka at the end of the night.
Okay.
So that's just a bunch of empty calories. I probably have one meal a day, right, and then a bunch of empty calories. And so that makes sense, but I don't know. I would be curious to see if it was effective with the model that we're presenting. Does it quiet down the fear as well, or is it just
No.
the craving around that?
Yeah, it would just be the craving, and what from what I read, it was people in recovery are reporting
Okay.
that, I have a friend. He's been clean for 20 years, right? He's been on GLP-1s for a couple of years,
Okay.
and one of the first things that he told me about it at when I brought this up was he has not craved alcohol or thought about alcohol since he's been on it. And this is a man that's been sober for 20
20
years,
years.
right? And so it's like what you said, right? Like, yes, I think about a drink sometimes, right? Like he
Yeah.
hasn't even thought about a drink
That's
since then.
interesting. Yeah, maybe it shuts down that particular pathway, right? Because I mean, when you think about neuroplastic threads, right, it's the whole reason why you put someone on naltrexone.
Okay.
So now the effectiveness of naltrexone is for alcohol. I mean, it makes complete sense for opiates, right? Because
Yeah.
it's an opioid blocker.
Mm-hmm.
But the theory and the reasoning behind the opiate side of it is that if you're on Vivitrol, or if you're on naltrexone, if you take a drink while you're on that particular drug, it feels different.
Yeah.
And so you're not getting the same effect that you would normally get, or the opioid response that you would normally get. And so you don't really want to have that second or third one. But
Yeah.
in my opinion, if you're in the unrelenting fear or terror and you're looking for that particular effect, you're not drinking to get a little buzz. You're drinking to stop this hyperactivity from
Yeah.
coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And so it works great if you just have a drink, but it's useless after the fourth drink.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the other thing that they found is that it causes patients to have less severe relapses if they do relapse. But what I found is when patients are into a spree, they'll just stop taking the naltrexone. That's why the Vivitrol is better in that particular regard.
Or they start cheeking their antabuse.
They start cheeking their antibodies. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so how does sugar work in the body once you eat it?
Okay, so when you take in like a simple sugar, right, it breaks down into glucose and fructose, and it's absorbed directly into the bloodstream. And
Okay.
what happens is that as it's coming into the bloodstream, the pancreas releases insulin, and so as it releases insulin, it moves all the glucose in the bloodstream into the cells. And this is fine when you're at moderate levels, but when you try to get it at higher and higher levels in the spikes, it causes a crash afterwards. And that crash afterwards leads to people feeling tired, hungry, and moody. And that tired, hungry, and moody over time causes an insulin resistance, which stops the cells from responding to insulin completely. And that's what type 2 diabetes is. And
Okay. And is this just sugar related? Or does this happen with like an overload of carbs and like stuff like that?
I think it's mainly sugar related, but like there's a difference between complex carbohydrates and like simple sugars. And
Right.
so a lot of the stuff that we're finding in our foods, the refined foods, are a bunch of hidden additive simple sugars,
Okay.
right? Like one of the reasons why processed,
High fructose corn syrup and
yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
so
Okay.
the fructose is even worse, right? Because the fructose can't be broken down by any. It doesn't get absorbed in any other cell besides the liver.
Oh wow.
And so the liver is that's where you start to get the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
Mm-hmm.
And as it progresses on, like you start to get liver damage and more liver damage. That's actually a growing problem in this country. There's people having liver damage secondary to high fructose corn syrup starches, and then diets high in that type of fat.
Which totally makes sense because it's in everything.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
And so what happens is that the liver has a difficult time breaking down the fructose, and so it spikes the triglycerides, and then it spikes the I think it's the LDL or the HDL, one of those
Yeah.
spikes,
Hmm.
and so then it causes other problems downstream too.
So most people do realize this, but there's a lot of sugar and alcohol.
It's all sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then so when people are withdrawing from alcohol, they crave candy,
yeah. I mean,
right?
it's in the book,
Yeah.
right? They're like, oh, you can have some chocolate if you need to.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't really believe it, right, until I was like, oh, like this feels much better.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like whack-a-mole, right? Like
Yeah.
my sponsor always talks about that. It's just trading one thing for another, and it's in early recovery. It was fine, totally okay with you eating as much as you need, eating as much chocolate as you needed to, as long as you weren't drinking.
Yeah. That and so when would you say that stops being okay?
Interesting, right? Because I know in my early sobriety, I had a lot of different escape hatches, right? I mean, there's my sex and love stuff. There
Hmm.
was the shopping stuff.
Hmm.
There was the food stuff. There was there workaholism? I mean,
There definitely is now.
well, definitely is now, right? It was I think it was a lot of like compulsively going to meetings. I mean, I was going to 3 meetings a day, so like that in of itself is like sort of a compulsion, right? But it was much better than what it is that I was doing. So, at what point does it become okay?
Does it stop being okay?
Does it stop being okay?
Yeah.
I think it's the analogy is you take on the crocodile or alligator closest to the boat, right? So like, what's causing you the most distress right now?
Okay.
Which one is the thing that's causing the most unmanageability in your life right now? And I think I'm at the point now where it's like, hey, like we should probably take a look at this food stuff, or like, hey, we should probably take a look at this work stuff, right? Like, you should
Yeah.
probably go on a vacation, Dr. Shaw. It's probably about time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One of these days.
How many days have you taken off in 5 years?
In the last 3 years, I think I've taken off like 10 days.
Okay.
Like where I didn't like do like I went to go visit my parents twice,
Yeah.
and I went to my 30 30-year reunion for like
30 years.
yeah for like 4 days in Vegas. So that was fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean that was like a legit vacation, not
Yeah.
a go visit your parents
Do you see
vacation.
any shows?
No, I just hung out with like high school friends I hadn't seen in forever. So
How do
that
you go
was
to Vegas and not see shows? And you're
uh
sober. We got to
I
go see some shows.
okay. Okay, Vegas may be problematic for me, right? I mean, I did gamble, like so there was that.
Man,
Uh,
I suck at
and
gambling.
we went to go eat good food.
There is really good food.
Yeah, we went to like some really really nice restaurants. Um, and it was just nice being able to spend time like high school friends.
Yeah.
They're all in LA. I haven't seen any of them in decades, right? And so I actually got to spend 3 days with them, like in Vegas, right? Like what's like at least I guess we were spending like maybe 14 hours a day together,
Wow.
which was great because we did everything together. We walked around the thing. We just got to spend time, which never happened for any of the other reunions that I'd gone to
Okay.
because all the other reunions were during Thanksgiving and I saw them for like 2 hours.
Okay.
So this was actually a really nice time to like spend and like talk and like connect with people.
I think I've seen that, right? Where there's like certain ones, maybe it is 30, where there is actually like a big to do, right? Like I know that I've watched my parents go to different they went to the same high school,
Okay,
and
well that's nice.
they still like have everyday friends that they
Okay,
see from high school. But
even living here now,
hmm,
they moved too.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Um, but they would like go to their high school for like a couple of them, or like they would go
for
to
like
like,
homecoming.
well, yeah, I don't know. It was like, so I was kind of like watching from a distance. I would just kind of like log on every now and then to
Okay,
their profiles, and they'd be like, oh, I went to my 25 year or whatever.
yeah,
But there was like a couple where it was like they rented a hotel, and it was like a giant party for like a couple days.
yeah. No, that's awesome. I think at some point we all got upwardly mobile, and I think it was like past the time where your kids are grown,
Hmm.
and so they were like, okay, like let's do like this was our first away, yeah, our first away reunion.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
I'll probably never go to a single reunion.
Ever?
Well, I graduated from the juvenile court correctional school, so
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm learning so much about you. Um, like for high school?
yeah.
Okay, so like you got like a GED?
No, no, I got a diploma.
Okay,
It says like San Diego Juvenile Court Correctional School on it.
so awesome. You
Yeah.
still have that?
Yeah.
That's, I'm learning so much about you, man. It's a little okay.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah,
So what is the difference between natural sugar and added sugar?
yeah. So natural sugar occurs in fruits and vegetables and things like that. And so when you're taking in natural sugars, there's a component of like the fiber, the water, the nutrients, and it digests very, very slowly. So there is no like insulin spike from that. But when you start doing simple sugars, there's a huge insulin spike, and that spike is what causes all the problems afterwards. So let's, for instance, you're eating an apple, and so the apple prevents this sharp rise from occurring. And the added sugar, when you're doing stuff with added sugar, right, it reduces the blood almost instantaneously, and that's where you get the glucose spikes and a strong insulin response. And
Uh,
that's probably the biggest reason or the biggest problems that we have with that.
okay. Do you know what the what diet is that? Oh, Weight Watchers.
I have a friend who's doing Weight Watchers right now.
Okay, so they do like the points,
Yeah,
right? And an interesting,
she's all. I'm sorry, they are all about that.
yeah. So the interesting thing about that, like eggs, 0 points, right? You can eat as many eggs as you want all day long.
Really?
Yeah, banana, a blended banana,
Okay.
7 points. But if you eat a banana, it's 1 point.
A blended banana
Yes.
is 7 points. So if you okay, so you break it if you break down the fibers and all that stuff.
That's that. So the what I had heard was that there is your saliva starts a breakdown process
Okay,
in the digestive process,
and the chewing and all of that stuff.
the chewing and all that. So when you
Okay,
drink it, it goes straight in your bloodstream.
got it. Okay,
When you chew it and like it goes through the full digestive process between chewing, swallowing,
yeah,
digesting, all that, then the amount of sugar that you absorb drastically drops.
I could say that. Yeah, and that makes sense, right? Because you got a big pulp when you're swallowing it all of
Yeah.
it, right? And it's still the fibers in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main difference in why the fruit slows down the digestion process.
Oh.
So you're not getting that spike as much because it's actually going through and not going directly into your blood.
Okay. So like people get into juicing or they'll like go buy V8,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's like, but dude, you're like it says 25 grams of sugar, you're absorbing 100%
yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Versus like if you ate whatever the fruit is that's in the juice, right?
I mean, we juiced a lot when we were like little.
I
My
mean,
mom
dude,
was all
Jamba
about it.
Juice,
Yep, Jamba Juice was huge.
massive. When I like,
It was all sugar though,
yeah, yeah,
all sugar.
and that was like people's health plan.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I just drink Jamba Juice. Like, or they go get remember those green the grass shots,
Oh yeah, I did those. I did the wheatgrass shots.
the wheatgrass shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. I don't want it to ruin the internet. So you did wheatgrass shots.
Yeah. It was a high. Like when I was living in DC, there was
Really?
a place downstairs from the place where I was working at, and we'd have like a 3 o'clock wheatgrass shot, and then I would go work out, and then I would go to DuPont Circle and just drink for the rest of the night.
So what
That
is
was my
that
health
supposed
plan.
what is that supposed to do?
I have no idea, but everyone was doing it, so I was like, I'll do it too.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, you're gonna get your nutrients and all of that stuff, and in one shot, and I was like, sign me up.
I've tried a wheatgrass shot before and it like wasn't bad tasting, but
Uh
I
huh.
didn't feel a single thing from it.
I think I felt lightheaded when after I took it, but I don't know if that was like psychosomatic or not.
I don't know. Well, I I I, I don't know. Caffeine, very sensitive to it,
Mm-hmm.
but like most other things like kava or what's the other one? We just talked about it. 7 hydroxy.
Okay, yeah, kratom.
Kratom didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, but I would make up that because you are so accustomed to the opiate effect that you were getting from that
Yeah,
was nowhere near what you were already accustomed to. So you're
true.
like, what is this, right? It'd be like someone that was taking meth for like decades, right? And like you give them a piece of Adderall, they're like, "What is this supposed to do?"
Yeah.
Right? Like this
Well,
does nothing.
so I did meth for a long time,
Uh huh.
but I am so sensitive to caffeine. I can't drink coffee because I
Hmm.
get like ridiculously jittery. I sweat,
Okay.
get jittery, the whole head trip, like off of one cup of coffee.
You gotta think about why that is. There's got to be some sensitivity to the reuptake inhibitors. Let me think about that, right? And
Okay.
I'll come back. I'll come back to you with that, right? One
Okay.
day I'll be like, oh, I figured out why. Because
So
there's definitely a reason behind that.
yeah, I'm sure there is, and it's always been like that. And it's funny too because it has to be something with the coffee because Coke has a lot of caffeine in it too.
Right.
Chocolate has a lot of caffeine in it, like more than people would expect. And I don't feel it when I drink Coke or
Mm-hmm.
eat a bunch of chocolate. And I used to be able to pack down chocolate. But if I drink coffee, I don't feel it when I drink tea. It's only coffee.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so why does the brain love sugar so much?
Okay, so the brain takes up about 20% of the body's like total energy, and of that 20%, sugar back in the day when we were like cavemen was a extremely rare
Yeah.
particular substance, and so when our ancestors got it, it was necessary for their survival, and so the sugar at that point was a biological signal for safety and abundance. So if you found a patch of fruits and all of that stuff, you'd be like, jackpot, we scored, right? We should stay here for a while.
Yeah.
And so we're safe and we've got food coming and safety, right? And so there was a huge dopaminergic reward for that
Oh,
find,
wow.
because you found something that was going to really help you biologically
Yeah.
and help keep that sustained, right? But what happens in the real world today is that we get frequent exposure to that thing that we're biologically conditioned to go out and search and seek for, right? And then we start to gain a tolerance to that. And then once that tolerance starts, right, it's no longer getting that same dopaminergic reward for it.
Okay.
So I remember like it's really interesting when I think about like Indian guys, because Indian guys have the genetics where they are like super skinny,
Yeah.
and then they just got this like belly, right?
Yes.
Like I've inherited my dad's particular genetic disposition, and I need to figure out how to undo that. Um, but I'm convinced that like back in India, like they didn't eat meat, they didn't eat, and so it was always sugar, right? Sugar was like the commodity that they were looking for. But now
Hmm.
that's in such abundance, it's it's problematic.
Yeah. Did you ever see those? Like, I'm sure you did, but like, there was always those depictions of circus people, and the strongman was like always looked like an Indian dude.
With the little mustache
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Did you ever
Really?
notice that?
Oh, was he the Indian dude?
Well, that's what I always thought.
I don't know. Maybe like the northern Indians, like the Sikhs and stuff like that, because they're really big and really tall.
And they were this. I mean, it's always like the depiction of this guy is like freakishly buff.
Yeah, that's not my people.
Okay.
That's not the Gujaratis.
All right.
I'm an anomaly in the Gujarati population,
Yeah,
right?
with how tall you are?
Yeah,
How tall are you?
6'3".
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that's unheard of, right? So like I got my mom's genes for that, right? But I definitely got my dad's the dad's belly. The
Yeah.
dad's belly's going on, right? And it all happened around 42, 43, all at once. I was like, what just happened here, right? Where did this come from?
I have to say, the mustache,
Yeah,
you should keep the mustache going.
really?
Yeah, I'm partial to the
Well,
mustache.
yeah, I was I'm definitely shaving off because I don't want them to be like, oh, you look like Matt now.
No.
I start growing this little tuft here.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
probably shave it off, and I'll probably it's a no shave November's coming up.
No shave November.
Yeah,
So then you're not gonna shave it off.
I have to shave it off tonight, but I'll probably just keep it and see what
Yeah,
grows.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You should try the
for like a month, right?
yeah. Try the so no shaving at all. Is that what
That's yeah for Men's Prostate Awareness Month.
oh jeez.
That's what November is, right? But the other thing is it's also No Nut November.
Yeah, no fap November. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
No nut. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no Nut November.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna keep to that, but
I'm definitely gonna keep to
yeah, not
that.
me. Well, I don't know. My wife's about to have a kid,
Okay.
so I'll probably be stuck with that. But
Hmm. Yeah, that's my other program.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So is sugar actually addictive?
In the classic like neuroscience answer is yes, right? And the reason why is it's you have craving, tolerance, and withdrawal, right? In animal studies, they show that dopamine spikes followed by uh, receptor downregulation, and it's just like the drugs of abuse. And so what that means, right, is that when you quit, you get headaches, irritability, fatigue, and all of those things. And it's milder version of withdrawal, but I think the biggest issue with sugar is that it's so pervasive,
Yeah.
right? It's like you don't even know that you're eating sugar when you're eating something,
Oh, that's a really good point.
right? And so even if you tried to cut down or stop, like let's say you went to a restaurant, or let's say you went and you're like, I'm not going to eat anything. I'm just going to have like a Chick-fil-A diet, right? Or I'm just going to have this. Like there's so much sugar in the breads. There's so much sugar in just normal food that you wouldn't expect there to be sugar in, right? And there's all these additional like additives and all these hidden sugars that I was not aware of until you start eating whole foods. And when you start eating whole foods, you're like, where, what, like this feels awful. Like, when's the longest you've gone without sugar?
Okay, intentionally, like I said, 18 months of
Okay.
like a really strict carnivore diet.
Uh huh.
Um, but I will say that there was like it would probably be 2 or 3 times a month where there was this cookie shop in San Diego. It's called Uncle Biff's California Cookies.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. They've got
Uncle Biff's.
yeah,
Okay.
California, like Kill
Okay. Okay.
A Fornia, California. Um, they've got one that is called Golden Oaties, and it's an oatmeal cookie with chocolate chips in
That
it.
sounds
Oh
delicious.
my gosh, it's amazing.
I like right before the pandemic, right? I was on this health kick, and I was like, I'm gonna get ripped. I'm gonna get huge. Like I just turned like 40. I think I was like 40, 42, 43, right? And I got someone that was that did meal prep for people.
Oh yeah,
And so I bought, she was like, you have to eat like 5 of these a day, and like they're all very balanced. It had the steak, it had the potatoes, it had the like the broccoli,
yeah.
right?
So
And
you
I
had
was
like the starch, the
right, and
protein,
all in this like little container that you could just
throw in the microwave.
throw over the microwave and
Yeah.
like take with you, right? I hated those, and what I would do is I would pour barbecue sauce on the meat and eat those, and I was like, oh, I could totally do this, right? This sounds great. And lo and behold, it was just all sugar. It was my
Like
sugar craving,
barbecue sauce.
like barbecue sauce or
Have
like
you ever
A1 sauce on it.
A1's not so bad. Have you ever watched how they make barbecue sauce?
Mm-mm.
It's sugar.
It's all sugar.
It's like, dude, I want to show you a video of them making like the world's best barbecue sauce. It's like if they make like 10 gallons of it, there's like 25 pounds of sugar in it. And then they
10
just
gallons of it. There's 25. Okay,
I don't know what the actual
I
ratio is.
believe that, right? Because it's super sweet and
There's
it's like.
bags. It's bags of sugar they're dumping into it. Like,
Yeah, so that was my diet for a
yeah.
while. I don't know if I'm being too honest on these podcasts or like if I need to like tone it back. Like I don't know. Um, yeah, that was my diet. It was an all sugar diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's problematic for sure. And then back in the day, like I was drinking during residency, I drank like 3 monsters a day.
That is so terrible. Have you seen these like people that are having like heart complications because of
Yeah, and I
uh,
was like, oh, I'll be fine. It'll be okay. I'm still young. I was in my 30s, drinking 3 monsters a day.
in conjunction with everything else you're
Yeah,
doing?
in conjunction with everything
That
else.
is fucked up.
Yeah, it was super skinny, thin as a rail.
Cynthia says you need to come see her.
What? Who's Cynthia?
Cynthia is a functional nutritionist
Oh,
here in
okay.
Houston.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. She's been on the show.
Okay. Is it on? Is it up yet?
It hasn't been posted yet. I think she comes out in probably like 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, cool. And she's in recovery.
No, but I've been on her podcast.
Okay,
So there's an episode of her podcast out there with me on it,
great.
but it's mostly just me talking.
Okay, okay. No,
But
that's interesting.
she came dressed full hippie attire
Okay,
for her episode here.
that's awesome.
Yeah. She even wore patchouli.
What's patchouli? Why do I not know what that is? Am I supposed to know what that is?
Patchouli? No, it's a joke. Sorry, Cynthia. Patchouli is it's like a perfume that they wear.
Okay.
I don't like it. but
That's the name of the perfume?
patchouli. No, it's an actual like it's an herb.
It's like a hipster thing?
No, it's a hippie thing.
A hippie thing.
Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know that reference.
yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't wearing patchouli, but
Okay. Why didn't you have her on for the sugar episode? She could have dressed up as Princess Peach.
that. Oh, wait, Toadstool. Wait,
Toad
Princess Toadstool, right?
Princess Peach,
Oh
isn't
wait,
it?
oh wait, Toadstool's the
Toadstool's a little
yeah
toad person.
yeah. Is it Peach?
I think so.
Okay, you're gonna have to Google it.
Really?
Yeah, because my phone's over there.
Do you really want to know that badly?
I mean, because I've always thought it was Princess Toadstool.
Mario and Princess. Yeah, Princess Peach.
Okay. Hannah says she notices. I mean, I don't know. I just knew it was like the girl.
Yeah.
I also like quit playing Nintendo after NES, probably. There was like 64. We didn't play 64. That's where like
I
Princess
stopped.
was on it.
I stopped playing after original Mario Kart.
I quit before that
Okay.
because I went to PlayStation.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um, Hannah says that she notices heart palpitations because of energy drink intake.
Yes, I used to, and I ignored it.
Really?
Yes, I was like, oh, that's a little bit much, right? I should probably not drink it for another day or so.
Really? How? So that's a common thing.
Yeah.
Is it really? So what I've heard is it's the taurine, actually, not the
Yeah,
caffeine.
it's the
Okay.
taurine. That's what I read about also, and that's one of the things that like keeps people awake, or more so than the caffeine.
Have you seen the like the taurine plant? So
Mm-mm.
it is kind of it is a bean, and they
Okay.
harvest it. Anyway, it's kind of irrelevant, but
Mm,
it's also like a much more potent source of energy.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So do you experience sugar high and then a crash? And specifically, like how extreme is the crash after? Because I've seen I don't get a sugar crash, but I've seen like people get fucking put out like an elephant.
Yeah, I got nappy time after my
Yeah.
after lunch.
What do you eat for lunch?
uh,
Oh, here we go.
all right. So I discovered Yummy's chicken. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's like Maine bird chicken, and it's this it's on Westheimer, kind of close by to where I live, and it's delicious. Right? It's deep fried chicken on a brio bun with coleslaw and this yummy sauce, like an extra yummy sauce.
It's called yummy sauce.
Yeah, it's yummy sauce, and and I ordered two of this. I ordered two. I don't eat, well, that's a lie, right? I probably eat two of those for dinner. And
What's for lunch?
no, so
Okay,
so
okay.
if I go and get that, I'll have one for lunch and I'll have one
One
for
for
dinner.
dinner. Okay.
But it's usually like I'll probably eat and then I'll feel energized for a while, and that's that first burst of like sugar and
Hmm.
that energy rush that you get. And that spike happens really, really quickly, and that onset is almost immediate, and that's all the sugar going into your bloodstream.
Hmm.
And then after that, right, there's a sharp energy drop for me, and then I feel sluggish, tired, and then it's a rinse and repeat, right? But
Yeah.
like I have a job where I can take a nap in the middle of the day, and it's okay.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Is sugar the type of spike that you can like keep it at consistent levels and continue to? Okay, no.
No, there's no way, right? Like
I don't know,
I'd be eating sugar all day long.
but people do.
I have seen people eat sugar all day long.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a brother that like would eat Skittles for breakfast.
I think so. When I was growing up as a kid, I know that I was acclimated to sugar early on
Hmm.
because my mom would go out and she would go to Costco and she would buy like she would buy Snicker bars, but she'd buy like the 48 pack and then the box of M&Ms also, and she would just leave them there, and then we'd be out of it within like a week or so. So you're just like drinking milk and like eating Snicker bars like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh wow.
As definitely problematic.
You know what's problematic for me? Oreos.
Mm,
That will become and like Chips Ahoy.
okay.
That will like instead of like now, Fairlife. Oh, I brought you one.
Probably one what?
One of those shakes that I was talking to you about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I would, instead of like, if I have a rack of Chips Ahoy, that is
Okay.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Okay.
and I'll pour like a whole glass of milk and then just crumble cookies into it and try to eat it as fast as I can so it's not soggy.
Okay.
And then this is the bad part. Because there's still milk left, I'll put more in there until it's
I am. I'm grateful that I do not go. I stopped going grocery shopping because like it just there was no point, right?
yeah.
I go grocery shopping, and I would fill up the fridge, and then I wouldn't eat anything inside the fridge, and so it would all go bad, right? So like all the milk that I ever bought always went bad. And I would buy the gallon, and it would go bad, and I was like, okay, like let me do this. Let me buy a half gallon, right? It's still buy the half gallon, and it would go bad. Like nothing stayed in the fridge, and so then at some point I just gave up, and I was like, that's why my nutrition is probably so bad because I'm always eating out.
Yeah, and okay, from what I've kind of gathered, right? Stuff in the fridge is perishable. Stuff in the pantry isn't, but the stuff in the pantry isn't
Uh,
perishable because
yeah,
there's fucking so much
yeah,
preservatives in it.
yeah.
And
No,
so,
100%.
and it's like way more addictive, way more palatable. And so
Yeah,
it's like, what do you got in the fridge? You got eggs, milk,
yeah.
vegetables, meat, shit like that. It's
Perishable
also,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah, it's
Whole
all,
Foods.
yeah. Well, that's even a misnomer nowadays, right? Because you got like all these GMOs. They're not whole foods in the sense that they used to be.
Oh, because they're genetically engineered.
Yeah, not just that. It's like they are still putting preservatives in the meats or like preservatives. They're spraying this shit. Like Cynthia, if she's still here, she talks about she says she's a crunchy granola hippie.
Crunchy granola hippie.
Yeah, she
Okay.
eats like whole food. Yeah,
Okay. That's
and like
interesting.
super sensitive to like molds and stuff like that, which is another thing that like
She's probably trained her body not to be like not to tolerate that stuff.
yeah,
Like 'cause it's all clean living and clean eating.
yeah. Wait till you hear her episode, like how sensitive.
Okay.
It's pretty
I wonder if
amazing.
she's got. Does she have like an autoimmune thing going on?
No, no, no. I mean,
Was it like out of necessity?
it was so there that her pathway to this was through her son.
Okay.
Her son had certain things that were going on, and she reversed a lot of the symptoms with his diet.
Cool. Yeah,
And
I can definitely see all of that.
mhm.
Yeah. Um,
So can sugar affect your mood?
yeah, no, 100%, right? So when blood sugar fluctuations occur, they directly affect the neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. And so after there's a sugar spike, what happens is that there is a huge release of cortisol and adrenaline into the system.
Okay.
So you get this high, and then you get this crash. And so when the crash occurs, right, your body is like, oh no, we're crashing, right? And so it releases the cortisol and the adrenaline into your system.
Uh,
And so as it's doing that, right, those stress hormones make you feel hungry, anxious, edgy, and irritable. And so long-term sugar intake increases that inflammation inside of the brain, inside of the body, and it leads to more symptoms of depression. So a lot of the like inflammation and the increase in the cytokines and the like white blood cells in that area are problematic.
okay. So basically, right? It is your body having an adverse reaction to this to the drop, and it's sending like all these neurological chemicals
Yeah, I
that
mean,
make you have anxiety and fear and like all of these other
yeah. So
things.
the cortisol is the stress hormone,
Hmm.
right? So it's like you got this spike and then you got this crash. And so it's like, whoa, 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 why are we crashing right now, right?
Yeah,
We need more sugar. Let's release the cortisol, right? Let's spike up the adrenaline, right, to get us going again.
yeah. Where does the
And
norepinephrine come in?
the so that's into the neurotransmitters, right?
Yeah.
Like the fight or flight response.
Hmm.
There's a lot of the norepinephrine in there.
Okay.
Um, and so for me, what I look at when we're looking at like long-term issues with fight or flight, right? Long-term sequel of that, it's just all cortisol levels
Okay.
and how cortisol levels are spiking inside of your body and all the long-term effects of a system that's on high alert or high stress all the time. So I don't need the sugar to like release cortisol into my system. Like I know my young brain was bathed in high levels of cortisol growing up
Right.
just because of the environment that I was living in. And what happens to the brain when you're underneath those high cortisol states is that it shrinks down the hippocampus.
Ah.
And so that shrinking of the hippocampus doesn't allow for prefrontal pathways to form as readily.
Okay.
So when we talk about the trauma,
Yeah.
it's the cortisol blunting the hippocampus and
Okay.
not forming prefrontal pathways.
Okay. So, am I wrong in assuming that we are going to we're going to probably implement like some kind of nutritional training for people at
Yeah,
some point?
yeah, and we can definitely do that. It's just I don't know, like so inside of the so you mean like inside the treatment facility, inside of
Yeah.
the so I know a lot of places have nutritionists come in and talk to patients about their nutritional habits and their nutritional diet and
Yeah.
give them like a tune up for that. It's how much do you think they can absorb in that time that they're there, and like what's the message that you want to give them strongest,
Yeah. So,
right?
I've had that, right? I've had nutrition classes
Mm-hmm.
in treatment, and it didn't do anything, right? They
Right.
just literally one of them. It was like once a week we would go to this room, and they would like teach us how to make a healthy meal, right?
Okay.
And it was like one of the times we like made beef tacos,
Right.
right? Either way, there wasn't like a
This was at
lesson.
which treatment was that?
This
This
was
was
in
your
San Diego.
okay. This was your 3 year one or
This was part of that episode, yeah.
okay.
And there was no like, this is why you need to eat healthier. It was just, hey, we're gonna go teach you how to
Right. Right. Right.
eat.
I think what's missing a lot in like when you get those educational pieces is the why.
Yeah, for sure.
Is like it's like why are you telling me all this? What are you throwing at this at me? And
Yeah,
so it's being very intentional about how you are programming and how you're teaching someone based upon what is it that what are the outcomes that you want them to have when they leave.
yeah,
And so for me, like I was talking to Amy about the curriculum itself, and I was like, oh, it's we're not doing the seeking safety thing. Like I'm not doing that side of it. Like that's
right,
separate from what it is that we're doing,
right.
because the goal is to overlay
Yeah,
this. And so what my goal is not to inundate you with a ton of information that's ancillary to this. I want you to understand the model
the core
of
of the
the
information.
right when you leave, so that when you start seeing the model being applied to other areas of your life, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense, and
Yeah,
that's why. And it may be that we build into the app like other modules that sort of explain, like, oh, now that you've gotten 6 months of sobriety and you're really interested in nutrition, well, here's how the model applies to nutrition. Like, watch
yeah,
these videos here.
yeah. I think there needs to be like a neurological bridge to the food instead of just like you
Yeah.
need to eat healthy. Because I've told you
and
like,
and I think the thing that's the most exciting for me about the application is that there will be educational components to it, and as we go along in time, we'll just be adding more and more to it.
yeah,
So you and I talked about the copyright stuff and like making a moat,
hmm,
right? Do you know what a business moat is?
like a protective.
A protective thing, right? And so the moat is going to be the amount of content that we put together to put into the application,
That'll
so that
definitely be a piece
if,
of it.
if anyone comes in, they're like, oh shit, we have to put together 500 hours of content on like all of these different aspects. Like
Yeah,
that's just not worth it. Like they've spent the last 3 years like making videos, discussing this and just breaking it down in different ways. And so that's why I'm excited about this particular format that we're doing here, because a lot of our educational pieces can just be us two like talking about stuff,
yeah,
right? And so they get accustomed to that particular format for when they're trying to absorb new information. And we're like, hey, today we're going to talk about this, and then we can also give them an app that then explains why this is important here, and not inundate them at the very beginning, but give it to them when they're actually looking for it,
yeah.
right? So like in those first 28 days, I don't need to talk to you about the nutrition stuff, right? I need you to figure out what the model looks
No,
like,
for sure.
and like how are you not going to drink?
Yeah, the stabilization part, there should be as little like heavy education as possible.
Yeah,
But still like constant barrage of the model.
of the model, yeah, over and over and over again, of like, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we're trying to accomplish, this is what you need to, these are, when you leave here, these are the things that you need to go set up, right? You need to set up your healthy attachment, you need to set up this, you need to set up that.
Yeah.
um Went on tangent again, right? But I get it, right? Like it's creating more and more information for them so that they can have that once they leave.
Yeah. I guess the idea too would be when they have a question, they can just search for it and there will be an answer.
There will be an answer, or
Yeah.
there'll be something in there, and if it's not in there, like text us and we'll put together stuff for it,
Yeah.
right? And so we've got I foresee us having about a year or two where we're just making tons and tons of videos like this,
Yeah.
where we're just going back and forth and being like, okay, like, hey, someone asked this question. I'm like, that's amazing, right? Like, we'll record it, we'll sit down, we'll talk about it, we'll discuss it, we'll be like, another module, right?
Hmm.
Here's a module on this. Here's a module on this.
So what happens, like what is the actual process of withdrawal as far as like the brain is concerned when we're
Okay,
talking about sugar crashes and
so
withdrawal?
so as you start to as the sugar stops coming into your system and you stop like priming your body with that, the dopamine levels start to recalibrate. And so in the first 2 weeks, what people usually experience is low energy, unmotivation, or being very moody. And these are all the biochemicals kind of resetting inside of the system. As your brain has a chance to reestablish the balance, right, between dopamine and serotonin, you start to feel better. And what happens is that your taste buds start to come back.
Yeah.
And so instead of being like, completely inundated with like all these additive sugars, you're like, oh, this particular thing tastes different again, or
Yeah.
this thing tastes good again.
You know what happened to me with that?
Mm-hmm.
Grapes.
Okay.
I never like liked grapes.
Okay.
And then I was very intentional around my diet. It was like I not only did I like them, I like craved grapes.
Uh-huh. And so the small pleasures start to regain their appeal, right?
Mhm.
The things that you like didn't like before, you're like, oh, like this tastes good again, or this
Mhm.
tastes interesting. And you no longer need that intense like sugar rush or that sugar thing. Like the base amount of sugar that you're getting from vegetables and fruit are just fine, and you're okay with
Yeah.
that. Um, and they get better focus and better sleep. Like sleep
Okay.
improves, and like all of those things start to come back.
Do we talk later on about the disruption of sleep?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Okay, so does sugar affect focus and attention?
Yeah, in several ways, right? So what happens is the sugar at the very beginning improves concentration, and so you're getting that rush
Stimulant.
of sugar. It's like a huge stimulus for you, right? And it provides glucose for the brain, and the brain loves it, right? And it's
Mm,
like firing on all cylinders. But what happens is that that's a fleeting effect, and then there's the fogginess and the distractibility that comes right after it because of the crash that occurs.
so what is the half-life of sugar?
Oh, it depends upon how, like, that's not a valid question
Okay.
because it's not, you're not metabolizing the sugar, right? Like, it's just coming out of your system. So
Okay.
that would be dose dependent, right? So I
Okay.
don't know how I would,
So do ketones have a half-life?
I don't know if we're phrasing that correctly.
Okay.
Because
Maybe not.
it would
Maybe
be,
not.
because I mean, like, when I think of half life, I would think of drugs and like drug effects.
I mean, they're chemicals though. Like do they degrade as
I guess they get metabolized, and so you'd have to figure out like if I gave you 100 100 grams
milligrams?
of sugar into your system, how long would it take for it to decay down to half of that amount?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily the best way of like saying it because it comes into the cells.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
I don't know.
Like it isn't actually attaching to a receptor.
No, it's like it's being up.
It's
It's
actually being like
integrated into the cell.
what is it called? I mean not metabolized, but digested and then
Digested, yeah,
absorbed.
absorbed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Um, so what happens during chronic overconsumption of like sugars, right, is that it impairs the prefrontal pathway and makes poor decision making and poor impulse control. And the same thing is that it's part of the addictive substance, right? That's why like we're equating it to drugs and alcohol and has it having that same effect. And so it's better to have more complex sugars when you're consuming them because they stay in the system longer and they don't cause that spike.
Okay. What is the difference between like a simple sugar and a complex sugar? Do we talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You want to talk about it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So a simple sugar is like just the glucose and like the fructose and the sucrose, right? So a simple sugar, like not any protein. I'm sorry, not any fibers or water or anything
Okay.
else
Okay.
associated with it, right? So the complex ones are the ones that you've got all that other stuff too. So simple versus complex.
Okay.
And there's this interesting thing we talked about carbohydrates before too, right? And we said that not all sugars are carbohydrates, but not all carbohydrates are sugars.
Correct.
And so whether they break each other down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so how much sugar is too much sugar?
Uh, definitely the amount Dr. Shaw's eating. It's too much sugar.
Like when you can see it
when
stacking
you
on
can
your.
when you can see it when you can see it on your Mario outfit, you may have an issue. Okay, so according to the World Health Organization, right, these are the people that like do all of the studies like worldwide, right? They recommend 10%, right? 10%
Of your diet.
of your diet to be sugar, but ideally about 5%, right? On average, an American consumes about, I'm sorry, which is about 25 grams per day.
That'd be 5%.
That'd be 5%, yeah.
Okay, and then what does the average American consume?
75 to 100 grams per day, right? And that's just a huge amount of sugar, but it's not all obvious, right?
Yeah,
If you have a, we were at dinner with one of my friends just got married this afternoon.
poor guy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Just kidding.
he's in love. Well, they are in love. It was actually a really nice ceremony.
Cool. You
Um,
went today?
yeah, it was. I didn't wear this. I mean, I wore my scrubs, but it was a court
You
ceremony.
wore your scrubs?
It was a court ceremony.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Wait, do I know this person?
no, you don't.
Okay.
He did it last minute.
We have another friend that's about to do that.
He was like he called me on Monday and it was Tuesday and he was like, oh yeah, hey, I think we're gonna get married and I was like, yeah, I know, like next year sometime. He's like, no, we're gonna do it sooner than later, and I was like, okay, well when's? And he's like Friday, and I was like, what? So I was like rearranging my schedule, but he's worried about the whole like the Supreme Court and what's happening with that and the termination of like gay marriages.
Okay.
And so he and his partner were like, we should get married sooner than later before they.
Yeah, because they're not going to retroactively revoke people's marriages.
Oh, they're not.
I don't. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I mean, there's multiple ways that they can go about this, right? Like, they
Right.
could retroactively say that they aren't valid. That would be a mess.
Yeah.
But
That would be
what I think is more possible is that they just don't recognize it moving
moving
forward.
forward. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I've got that's just a lot going on with that. But the whole point of this, right, was we were sitting at this Mexican restaurant having lunch, and the guy brought out this thing called there was Mexican sodas.
Yeah,
And so in
agua
Mexico,
frescas.
yeah, so there were two types of Mexican Cokes, right? There was one that was like a legit Mexican soda,
Yeah,
and like the amount of sugar in that was
I was about to say.
was like 70 or 80 grams, right?
Yeah,
And then they brought out this other version that it didn't say diet on it. It said Coca-Cola Light.
yeah,
And then the guy was like, because this guy was like, doing counting his macros and all that stuff, and so that's why he ordered a Diet Coke. He started drinking, and he's like, "This doesn't taste the same, right? Something's not right about that." Right? He like read the label, and it was like 30 grams of sugar inside of it, and so like the light version is not using, the added like the sugar substitutes. It's using just less sugar,
yeah,
right? So instead of
yeah.
it being like 75 grams of sugar in one soda, it was like 30.
30. Have you seen the like when people put a cup of Coca-Cola on the table and then the equivalent of how much sugar it is?
I've seen pictures of that. Tell me more about that.
It's insane.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a cup, like a measuring cup full of sugar for
Okay.
one like regular
What?
size Coke.
Like the little cans?
No. At the bottle. Think a bottle.
Okay. Okay.
So a bottle, right? Like a cup of beer.
Okay. Yeah.
Like with
All
that.
right.
Okay, so that much Coke is like a measuring one cup, like a cup of sugar
That's a lot.
in one Coke.
Yeah.
And people are drinking 12 packs a day.
A day. Yeah. And it's just those are all the hidden calories, right? I think about I love getting my Chick-fil-A and the lemonade with no ice. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
all sugar.
Yeah.
Um, and so that was like one of the first things when I was after we'd start talking. That's like the first thing I cut out. I was like, all right, no more sweet drinks,
So, especially
just
with
water.
sugary fluids, like when you drink it, you're absorbing. So, the bioavailability of fluids versus
Okay. Yeah.
solids,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So, bioavailability of fluids, and especially if they're sugary drinks, is like 90%. So,
Okay.
you're absorbing like the majority of everything that's in there. And that represents like, I don't know how many calories is in a Coke, but none of that is, it's all empty calories.
Mm-hmm.
And that is pure just trash for your body.
Yeah.
Most people, like, I saw this thing one time about like the average consumption of Coke by like the average person. And like, I know a guy to this day drinks 2 liters of Cokes a day.
Two liters of Coke. That's insane.
Yeah.
So Coke growing up for me was a treat. it wasn't something that you got all the time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be drinking it all day long, every day. And it was only reserved for Fridays during pizza day.
Okay.
Friday nights were pizza night at the house.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I can't eat pizza today without having some type of Coke with it.
Yeah.
So
And so Mountain Dew,
I had my Mountain Dew time during
yeah.
college too.
Mountain Dew is an amazing chemical. Like just the amount of adverse things that happens to your like men
Uh huh.
that drink like I forget what the actual number is, but it's like let's say arbitrarily, let's say 3 cans of like reduce their sperm count by like half.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Just by Mountain Dew?
just by Mountain Dew. And I don't know what the actual number is, but it was like a very small amount of it will
Okay.
destroy like your ability to have kids.
Interesting.
Hmm.
For a while until it
I
until you
don't know if
stop.
it like I don't know about the like the long acting effects, but you got to remember like if that part of your if that organ
Uh
does
huh.
not operate, it shuts down and can permanently shut itself down.
Yeah.
And so it isn't like using steroids or like anything like that to that magnitude, but it's
Right. Right.
still
Right.
like
Right.
the downstream effect of this delicious beverage is
Yes.
so
I never really. I didn't love Mountain Dew. That was not my thing. It's Dr Pepper.
okay. I love Mountain Dew. I love Dr. Pepper.
Uh huh.
Diet Dr. Pepper is amazing because it tastes just like it. But
Okay.
you know what I found that I drink way too much of now is sugar-free Sunkist.
Okay.
Tastes just like a regular Sunkist.
Okay. There's got to be something bad about that.
Oh no,
Yes,
I'm sure it's
especially if
terrible,
it tastes just like it,
dude.
right? There's got to be. There's no way that that's gonna be good for you.
Okay, I should say this. I don't remember what a regular Sunkist tastes like. I haven't drinking like sugary sodas in years,
Got it. Okay.
and so it does taste delicious though. Um,
Mm,
and it's an orange flavoring.
yeah.
Like, you know what's funny? Grape and orange flavoring tastes nothing like real grapes or orange. It's like its own flavor. It's
Yeah.
grape candy and orange candy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love. I love. Oh, it's Halloween, right? Are you going trick or treating?
Heck no.
Are you going to give out candy to kids? They're coming trick or
So we're
treating.
getting our carpets cleaned. So we're
Okay.
staying in a hotel tonight.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Baby's around the corner, and she's like, "We're getting the couches steam cleaned and the
Okay. Got it.
yeah,
For the baby's health.
yeah." They have like these these like shampoos that are like antibacterial.
Uh huh.
So yeah,
Okay. My mom and dad were like, "Go play in the dirt, get some immune system going." Right.
dude,
Like.
me too. And
uh,
I keep telling her like, dude, like, what do you think you're like? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
She's pregnant, so she gets whatever she wants right now, I
That's you're so smart, so brilliant.
guess. So what is the role of fructose versus glucose?
So we kind of talked about this earlier, right? Like in terms of the metabolism. So glucose goes into every single one of the cells, and fructose only gets absorbed by the liver, and
Okay.
it gets processed by the liver, right? And so a lot of times when we're drinking or having like high fructose corn syrup instead of our diet, it overwhelms the liver, and it increases the fat and converts it into triglycerides. And so these are like the bad substances inside of
Yeah.
your body. And so it leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And the problem with fructose, right, is that usually when you consume food, it's supposed to trigger the satiety hormones,
Yeah.
right? But fructose doesn't do that.
Which are GLP-1s, right?
Yeah, well, so the GLP-1 I think is the receptor for that,
Okay.
right? And then there's ghrelin and leptin
Okay.
are the two, and so ghrelin is the one that's responsible for hunger, right? To basically say like it's okay. And then I think leptin is the one where it's like, okay, like you're full,
Okay.
right? And so like if it doesn't activate that, right, then you're never going to get full.
Okay. So tying into the next topic,
Okay.
right? Well,
What's
I'll
our next
ask you
topic?
first. What is the difference between sugar and carbs?
Yeah, we kind of touched on that, right?
Yeah.
Like all sugars are carbs, but not all carbs are sugars,
Yeah.
right? And it's the difference between like a complex carbohydrate and a simple carbohydrate, right? And how the simple carbohydrates break down um, slower, whereas the simple sugars have like rapid breakdown and the spike in all of the insulin and stuff like that. So So it's the difference between like instant oatmeal and steel cut oatmeals. So instant oatmeal, all the fiber's been processed out of it,
Okay.
right? That's why like you can heat it up in the microwave super easy.
Yeah.
But the steel cut oats still have all of the fiber inside of them, so they
Yeah.
digest slower.
Okay. Um, have you heard this? Have you heard people talk about the differences in European wheats and American wheat?
No, tell me about that.
Okay, so pretty famously, there's like a guy who has like the biggest podcast in the world. He talks about pasta,
Okay.
pasta in the United States versus pasta like in Italy,
Okay.
and how not only do you get satiated when you eat these different, I guess they would be like strains of the same plant,
Okay.
but one you pack on fat like way faster.
That's the American one.
The American version, yeah. But there's you got to remember, like it has been genetically modified to grow
Right.
year
Yeah.
round.
Yep. Yep.
It's been modified to be
But they
more
don't. They don't
resilient.
have that in Europe.
I I haven't like looked into this enough to like realize what it is. There's also like a water factor I think that goes
Okay.
into like the water that they're using versus the water that we're using. But the thought is that it's just way less genetically modified, so it's like closer
Yeah.
to
What
its
it
native
originally was.
plant. Yeah.
I used to eat this. Like when I was trying to be healthy, I was convinced that it was. I love pasta and I love eating
Me
pasta,
too.
and so I would go to the store and I would buy this whole wheat pasta,
Oh yeah.
and so that was delicious, right? Until I realized that it was just all fiber, right? It just all like it went right through my system, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like it was insane. But is that the same? Is that what you're talking about?
Uh, Quite possibly. I think that there are. So, have you ever eaten a bowl of pasta and not been full?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Um, and that is like the result of just eating pure carbs,
Right.
right?
Okay.
You're not getting the satiate. Like when you eat meat, you can eat 6 ounces of meat and of like protein and get satiated,
Okay.
right? Versus you can eat a whole box of macaroni, and I've done this many times. Like eat a whole box of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and be like, okay, now I need some cheesecake, right?
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because my mom used to make that, and I thought that's what cheese was, right? Like when you got cheese from macaroni and cheese, I was like, the little packet of cheese is what it's
No.
supposed to be, right? Or like, oh, like that's how you make macaroni and cheese. It
Yeah.
wasn't until I got into college and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, I was like, you guys are gonna make macaroni and cheese. I was like, I'm gonna get the box, and they're like, we're gonna actually make
Macaroni
macaroni with
and
cheese.
cheese.
And
Yeah.
I was like, what is that, right? And the other crazy part is that I used to put ketchup on my macaroni and cheese.
That is a pretty common thing.
Yeah, but it's all sugar, right?
Yeah,
All
pure
pure
sugar.
sugar. And I remember going to India, and my mom brought like condiments for us because like she knew that there was like things that we couldn't get over there
For sure.
she knew that we liked. And I remember walking into the kitchen and seeing my cousin just like main line like just a bottle of ketchup into the thing,
Wow.
and and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, it tastes really good." And so it was just it's all the sugar that's in there.
The like the Indian cuisine and like their palate is amazing to me. Like, do you like hot food?
I do, but I think the biggest thing with me and like the Indian food that I grew up with, it was all like ghee and like breads and all
Oh.
deep fried.
Oh.
So it was like my dad had a quintuple bypass when he was like,
Quintuple bypass.
yeah, that's a lot, right? When how old was I? I think I was like 13 or 14. I was 14 years old, and so that would have put him at 44.
Okay.
Quintuple bypass at 44.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to the cardiologist soon.
Dude. It
I know the cardiologist I'm gonna go see too, right? He's like, yeah, keep coming in, right? Keep coming in. And I was like, as soon as I get like the new insurance, I'm definitely coming into your office because like the one that I'm on right now, he doesn't take. And I was like, I'm gonna. He's like, no, just come in, like we'll take care of it. And I was like, no, no, we'll wait until the end of the year or the next year.
yeah. Okay. Uh it's funny because the more you talk about like your dad's health, the more I'm looking at you going, why did you do this to yourself?
What do what to myself?
Not continue to work out or at least become like heavily addicted to sugar.
I think it was the I think for the last, I'm just realizing now, like how stressed I was over the
Uh,
last like 3 years. So I had this job where like they weren't paying me consistently.
yeah,
Like
that's
every
crazy.
like once a month I'd have to be like, hey, like, are you gonna pay me? Hey, you're gonna pay me? Hey, you're gonna pay me? Hey, you're gonna pay me? And then so like I'd be stressed out the entire time until like I got paid, and then I would be okay for like a week or two, right? I'd pay like all my bills, my student loan stuff back, and then the account would go back down, right? And then I would be like, okay, like wait for the next check to come in, right? And then next I would like same process, right? This was going on for like 3 years, and then you know the situation I had with the other place,
Hmm.
and then there was the what was the other thing that was happening? I was on call all the time,
Yeah,
so I
24/7,
24/7
10
for like
days off in 3 years.
10 days off in 3 years, and that was all self-imposed, right? Like that's like my
Yeah,
codependency stuff. And so at this new job, I basically was like, look, I'm not available between the hours of 10 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's completely shifted like my sleep wake cycle. That's completely shifted like how I wake up in the morning. So I'm not waking up stressed anymore. And then when I wake up at 6 o'clock, I'm not stressed and I can actually like calmly like take a shower, get ready, do all that stuff, and then go to the gym. So
yeah,
like and we've only been at this new place for about a month now, right? But I'm already feeling different.
yeah,
And so that feels really good. And I'm turning around, Matt. I'm turning this
yeah,
ship around, right?
yeah,
And then I got a functional nutritionist that's giving me a call, or like that's like, hey, come on board.
yeah,
Yeah, it'll be fine.
yeah. I'll
It'll
give you
be
your number when
okay.
this is done.
Well, it'll work out. I will. Consistency is what we're going for right now.
That's all. That especially this early in like the journey.
Yeah,
In order to really get on that path, it's just consistency.
that's all I'm looking for
Yeah,
today, right? So like I think I told you I've been going in and I've been doing like 4 exercises for like 4 sets of 10 at like a reasonable weight, not like anything that's like crazy. And
yeah,
the goal is just to go in and like spend about half an hour at the gym and then go into work. And it's about 3 or 4 minutes away from the hospital, so no
there's
reason not to go in.
there is there's multiple philosophies around like lifting weights, right?
Uh huh.
And you can still, with very low weight, get a really good. You can build a good base of muscle with really low weight. But 4 sets of 10 with really low weight is, as far as consistency goes, that's good,
Yeah,
right?
that's for this month, right? We're all we're doing is consistency,
Yeah.
right?
Um,
Because you told me, right, and I listened to that. You were like, you for the first month you just want to go in, don't get injured.
yeah. Not just don't get injured. I know people that would literally go and not do anything, but
Okay.
it was the fact that they were going. Um, and this is, I hate going to the gym,
Yeah.
right? But I like working out. So, um, I think that those people that like when they're trying to get back to it and they just go there and don't do anything, I think that there is like there's like an embarrassment almost where they think that other people are gonna judge them when they're in the gym.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going at the perfect time,
Okay.
right? So it's not like the hardcore gym. The gym people, like the hardcore gym people, are there between the hours of like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm pretty sure like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
right? Where they're doing it right before they go to work. I'm catching myself in at the 8 to 9 o'clock crew, right? Where
Okay.
it's like kind of the older people that
Yeah.
are there that aren't like they're probably in their like 60s and 70s and they're just going to like work out, right? And
Yeah.
I found my people.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
found my gym people, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool because like right at those early stages,
Uh-huh.
you get the most out of it. Like you will see the biggest improvements early on,
Yeah, yeah.
and then it just slows the fuck down. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, I think so after this month my next plan is to do go back to the 5x5. I like the best results from that. Or like I enjoyed that the most because I knew every time I went into the gym I was like, these are the 3 exercises you're gonna do. And then here's your incremental going up, right?
yeah,
So there was no guesswork to it, which I really liked.
I should show you what my mentor has me doing.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, you're gonna carry it forward, and and you're gonna be my guy. Good,
yeah,
thanks.
it's so what he does for me, um, it has just the split alone and the workout plan. He just says do this,
Uh huh.
and like when we need to, He does all the adjustment for me. Like
Okay.
you're eating too much or you're not eating enough, or you need to go higher. You need to go higher weight or lower weight or more reps or less reps. Like he just tells me like, what's the goal? This is what you do. So I'm like took out all the thinking,
Yeah,
just let
that's the
him do it
best.
for me.
That's
Yeah.
the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't need to. I don't want to think about any of this. Just let
Mm-hmm.
me. Like, why do you think I wear scrubs every day? Right? It's like one less thing to think about. There's no thought that needs to go into like what am I going to wear for the day, right? It's black scrubs.
So what are some warning signs of sugar overuse?
Uh, this was the toughest part in like researching, right? So it's like energy crashes, cravings, brain fog, mood instability, needing a sugary drink in the middle of the day to like kind of get that energy going, abdominal weight gain, fatty liver, elevated triglycerides on your blood work. I mean, those are all signs that there might be a problem, right? I'm thinking about right, like I'm thinking about me and like how many of those I've got. I probably have like self assessment, right? Probably like 5 out of the 10.
Do you
Like,
do blood work?
do you're asking a doctor if he goes to the doctor? What do you think the answer to that question is?
It's probably a no, right?
Mm, never go to the doctor.
Okay.
Why would I go to the doctor? Like
Okay.
I think that's one of the biggest problems with doctors, right? Is that they don't go and like look at their stuff.
It's funny, right? Because a lot of doctors that you see are so out of fucking shape.
Yeah, I mean I, but then there are a bunch that are in great shape.
Oh no, that's the dichotomy of it, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
it's the here's what I believe is going on, right? It's the thinking doctors versus the doing doctors,
oh,
right? So it's the surgeons that are in like fantastic shape, right? Like when I was going to the gym during the day, you would see all these guys or these like anesthesiologists and all of these like doctors coming off of their shift and going straight to the gym. See a
mm,
bunch of them like in their scrubs, and then there's like the thinking ones, right? Like those are the ones that I think don't do as well.
yeah,
That's my thing because you're on your feet all day long as a surgeon, right?
yeah,
You're doing like 12-hour surgery, right? You have to be in good shape to be able to maintain that surgery for that long.
yeah. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
It is.
What's your theory?
I, no offense. Okay, like, uh, I think that a lot of doctors are physically lazy, but mentally, like,
Uh,
yeah.
I would I would agree with you on that, right? And I think it's like where do you get your value add from, right? Like
Well, that's the thing, right? Is they have their value wrapped up in their education and like
yeah.
in the knowledge that they impart into their patients, and then they're like they tell their patient like,
They tell their patients, "Here's what's wrong with sugary drinks."
and their patients looking at them like,
Come on, doc, like
yeah,
really?
I'll
Yeah,
see you at Overeaters tonight.
yeah. Are there like I had my dad's first cardiologist was like super overweight, super obese, and he's like, you gotta lower your like, you gotta lower your like hemoglobin A1C, right? And my dad was like, what? Like it just didn't click or register, right?
A really good example of this is Dr. Adkins.
Oh, the Atkins diet
Yeah.
guy. Okay.
Super genius, right? Like writes all these books, like
Yeah.
really develops this diet for a lot of, and it worked like for a lot of people, and then he like died from high cholesterol.
Yeah. Doctor Heal Thyself, right? That's the other. That's the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like we
Physician
just
heal thyself.
yeah
Yeah,
we just don't. I'm sorry. Let me say I am terrible at that. Because
yeah.
you're like, I mean, there are a lot of times where I'm like, oh, that's problematic, right? Or like, I'll get a headache and I'll be like, oh shit, like, what happened to this? And I'll start researching, right? Trying to figure out why I've got the headache. And I'll be like, oh, I need to change that. I
Oh
need to change
no.
that.
So where do you go online? Do you ever like go online to Google symptoms?
Of my own or like patients?
Your own.
My own. I usually have an idea of what's going on. And if I don't, then I put into like lately I've been putting into ChatGPT, like, give me a differential diagnosis for like these symptoms, right? And then I'll go through and I'll be like, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Oh, that's a possibility, right? And I'll research that one a little bit more. Like, oh, that one's a possibility, right? Let me research that one a little bit more. Um, I was getting these like really, really, really bad headaches in the morning, and I couldn't figure out why I was getting them. And then I started I pretty much narrowed it down to I started a new vitamin plan, and I think it was the niacin that was inside of it, and I was like, oh, like that one makes sense. So I took that out.
Niacin's an interesting supplement. Have you ever heard of like the oh, fuck, I
I
forget
think
what
it's
they're
I
called.
think the flushing that goes on with niacin, or
Yeah, no, but the so Scientology has like their own line of rehab and their own like philosophy and like
okay.
um but one of
Did you
the
go to that one too?
no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. But so I know a couple people who have and I've always heard about this, right? It's called sonnet therapy.
Sonnet therapy.
They overdose. They'll give you like 2,000 milligrams of niacin and then put you in a sauna for hours. Yeah,
Okay.
hours.
And what is that supposed to do?
I mean, 8 hours a day
In a sauna?
in a sauna with 2,000 milligrams of niacin, like pumping through you. So not only do you get the flush and the burn and like all
Yeah,
this stuff,
yeah.
but the what they tell them is like when you'll know you're done when you're done, right? And it's like, dude, they are depleting every bit of nutrients out of them. Like they are just like literally, and they do this for drug addicts and alcoholics that have like,
Okay, okay.
and so they are flushing their system of just like everything. And so typically it's like 3 weeks of
In the
this,
sauna for 6 8.
3 weeks,
That's crazy.
8 hours a day, 3 weeks, overdosing on niacin. And both the people that experienced this, they were like, dude, like by the time they were done, the world was a brighter place, and they felt amazing.
I could. What else did they have? Anything else?
Oh, that it's Scientology. They're
No, no.
a
But
bunch of crazy.
like, were they allowed to like eat anything or like?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
So I could see that as a like if you did a 3 week dopamine purge of
Yeah,
everything, and you didn't, and you were cleansing your entire body and doing a complete dopamine reset.
yeah,
I could see how that was super beneficial. So one of the things that I definitely wanted to do at some point in my life, I don't know when that's going to be, but is to go to India for like a month or two, and then go and like meditate with those guys,
yeah,
and then see what happens after a month of like not having any stimulation from anything, right? Or any phones, any like food, anything like that, right? And just doing a complete reset
yeah.
of my entire system.
Do you remember the wilderness camps
Yeah,
for youth?
yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, I've heard some stories about them. Like, did you go to that too?
no, 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 no.
Okay,
I didn't start my rehab journeys until I was an adult.
okay.
That's like a
That's
adolescent
directly a
thing.
kid. Yeah, yep.
Um, but I've known a bunch of people that have done those things,
Okay.
and it's funny because like everybody that I've known that did it were like really like just bad kids,
Yeah.
and they loved it. Like didn't want to leave. You know, they're like just out there like they're like if you don't start a fire with like a stick, you
You'll
don't
get
eat
the
hot
hit.
food.
Yeah,
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 and they did like really well. But then there's like the kid that like smoked weed or whatever, and then he's like out there like just like throwing a fit, right? Like
yeah,
hates it and like, but one of the unanimous things was like they then came back to the real world and was just completely overstimulated.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot
Yeah,
like these days, especially with all of the. I mean, I think it would be interesting, right? Have you ever heard about those the silent retreats that people go on,
yeah,
where they don't like, and they have like the 3 day, the 4 day. They're not eating anything sugary. They have like a very strict diet, right? And
yeah.
I'm convinced that it's like the things that are dopaminergic, right, is what you're trying to get out of your system.
So I know I don't know if this is in like in Tibet or in India, but there is like this group of people. They have like these caves up in the mountain. They take you up there. They like I don't know if this is true or not, but like what I've heard is they roll a rock in front of the cave. You have like water and like that is it actually
You're
water
you're by yourself.
by yourself like in a dark cave.
Okay.
You stay there for like 3 days, and then they open the cave. However, like maybe they don't roll a rock, but like they open the
Okay.
cave. They give you like tea, and then they put you back in there for a couple days, and then you come out and they give you some kind of psychedelic, and then they put you back in the cave for like 2 days, and then you
Okay.
come out and you're just like you supposedly have this like amazing
Spiritual experience.
spiritual
Yeah, I
experience.
could see that.
Yeah, they
Oh,
like bring you to the brink of starvation,
yeah.
and then they give you like something to sustain you for a little bit longer, and then they give you psychedelics and they lock you in a pitch black cave.
And then you just trip for 2 days. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of the I really believe in dopamine resets, right?
Hmm.
Or like have it like I think that the number one addiction that we have in society today is not any particular drug, right? It's just to a dopamine fix,
Yeah,
right? And then it's going back to like I mean parts of the book are about dopamine versus oxytocin,
yeah.
right? Like why oxytocin is way better than dopamine, but it's almost impossible to get out of that in society today.
Cell phones.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Cell phones. Okay, so how does sugar contribute to inflammation?
Okay, so I mean, so there's oxidative stress that occurs from sugar,
Okay,
and so what happens with
hold
that,
on.
right?
Oxidative stress. So you're talking about like something actually oxidizing in the body?
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's sort of like oxidation that's happening, and
okay.
so what happens with that is that your inflammatory cells come into it, and then start releasing a whole bunch of cytokines,
Ah,
and those cytokines, right, increase inflammation because they're like, hey, like let's mobilize and let's
yeah,
get rid of whatever this excess stuff
right.
is, and they cause damages to vessels and tissues,
Hmm.
different parts of the body, the nerve endings for sure. It's just having like high glucose states. And so, like when you look at hemoglobin A1C, right, it's how much of your hemoglobin has been glycosylated with sugar. And so that's like how much sugar has been going around in your system for the last 90 days. Um, Leads to heart disease, arthritis, and dementia. So inflammation
Yeah.
is a huge thing with high sugar diets.
Have you seen like so there's like many like contributing factors to dementia, right?
Okay.
And one of the things that so this is a one of my conspiracy
Okay.
theory quirks coming out, but
I love it.
uh, there is huge amounts of government employees from a specific time period where they were using asbestos in the government buildings.
Okay.
Tons of these people that were working in these buildings got dementia, and this was around the same time that like the Manhattan Project was happening and like all of like the Cold War stuff was happening, and so the people that like had access to the information, they all ended up with dementia.
Because of the asbestos.
So this is the thing, right? Is they tied dementia to that, right? But then it's like, okay, but all of them are like
Yeah.
such a high percentage of them, and it's like these are the people that had eyes
Access to
on the documents.
yeah. They got that mind erase thing from like MIB,
Huh.
right? Where
Yeah.
they just like erase your
Yeah.
entire memory. I don't know. But asbestos was around everywhere. It wasn't just in those
No,
buildings.
it was, right? But then imagine like maybe your house has it, but then also your place of work.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that's you're getting a
24/7.
double yeah, a double dose of that. Hmm.
Okay, so what does insulin resistance mean?
So then insulin resistance, right, as we're like staying on topic with that, is when your body stops responding to insulin the way that it's supposed to. And so insulin is responsible for bringing glucose into the cells.
Hmm.
And when that stops functioning, right, the glucose has nowhere to go. And so it starts ignoring insulin. So the pancreas stops producing, starts to compensate, gets more and more and more of it. And as you're producing more of it, right, it's not doing anything.
You're right.
And so you get fatigued. And then the higher insulin rates produce fat storage or promotes fat storage, mainly around the abdomen.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is it true that visceral fat is a secondary fat to like organ fat?
I thought visceral fat was organ fat.
Okay, I might have those definitions wrong. But is it true that your organs are surrounded with fat before the fat that you see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you when you see like the belly, that's already a sign of like unhealthy.
Yeah, there's tons of visceral fat underneath the belly fat that's already there.
Okay, so then what is the actual bad part about visceral fat around the organs?
What is the actual? I mean, it's where the last reservoirs of fat end up being,
Right.
right? And so like when you start to have fat around the belly, right? You know that there's tons of visceral fat already.
Okay.
And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to get rid of the top layer of fat, right? So you can actually attack the fat that's under around the organs and like compressing the organs or
Okay.
suffocating them.
Okay. Okay. So the compression and the suffocation of the organs, is there like ramifications to that?
I don't know.
Okay, like slowing the digestive system or like restricting the ability to perform its duties.
I don't think it causes that, right? I just think it leads to insulin resistance.
Okay,
So I don't think there's any structural issues that happen with that.
okay. Because fat is soft. It isn't like, like your heart
Yeah,
tissues
it's
is.
not going to constrict like your gut from like mobilizing. It's not
Okay.
going to constrict your. It's just it's leading to the insulin resistance.
Have you ever seen like I'm sure you have a diagram of a pregnant woman,
Yeah,
and like what the organs do when
when
that
they like move off to the side and stuff
dude and
like
like
that.
they
Yeah,
like squish and like
yeah.
um does that have like an effect on the digestive system?
Oh, interesting. I don't.
Because I imagine it's like the same thing, right? Like that amount of fat has to have some kind of adverse effect on their ability to
Yeah, the ability
perform.
to perform like digestive functions.
Yeah.
Does it slow down the digestion? I don't know. I don't think that it does. Because what eventually happens is that it's still mobile, right? And it just pushes it around and moves to the next thing. So I don't know. I don't think so, right? I
Okay.
mean, if you looked at a fetus versus like your fat, right? Like the fetus is more of a solid and it's all water,
Yeah.
right? So the fat is a lot more mobile and a lot more fluid than the water inside of the fetus is, right? Like the amniotic fluid in there.
Yeah, it's definitely like a more solid
Yeah,
because it's in the amniotic sac
right. And so it's
filled with fluid,
filled with fluid,
right? And if you like,
and
this
so
is
that
gonna sound crazy, but like if you ran into like a pregnant lady at 50 miles an hour, like
yeah, it
you
could
guys
burst
would,
that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Versus like
I
just
mean,
like a 200 pound
just
fat person would
yeah,
just,
it's just there's no fluid weight. Like it's more mobile
yeah.
than that.
Okay.
So I don't think so. But I mean, all of that fat has to go somewhere, right? So like it leads to heart disease and cognitive decline, right? But it's very reversible if you start cutting out the simple sugars. Yeah.
What is the ratio? It's like 3,000 calories to a pound of fat, right?
Oh, I thought
3,200.
it was 35 because I was told do a so when I was trying to work out, right? They said do a calorie deficit of 500
Oh, that's
calories
right.
per day for 7 days,
And
and
that's a pound a
that's a
week.
pound a week. Yeah.
Okay. And is it a one for one? Like if you have a 500 here's the other thing. Like you see all of these like food labels that we see in there. There's always like they're always rounded up perfectly to like 250 calories, 230 calories, like 190 calories. They're always like it's never
When you're looking at the label,
yeah,
yeah, I think that's done based upon what they think a serving size is.
right, but how accurate is it?
Oh, my serving sizes are never what the serving size say they are, right?
Well,
Like,
okay.
what's your serving size of Oreos? Two cookies,
Oh, that's so crazy.
right? Like, I mean, on the box, it's probably like serving size, two cookies, right? Gummy
Yeah.
bears, serving size, six
3.
gummies.
Yeah.
Like, what? How many servings per container is this?
Yeah, 3.5 servings, you eat the whole thing.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but so if you
I think the serving size on a Coke is two.
2, yeah.
You're like, what? Who? Like on a can of soda, is the serving size is two?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
goes flat before you drink it again.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
Um, is there a link between sugar and sleep problems?
Yeah. And so it's the same thing, right? Like, I mean, when you're eating sugar at like late at night, you're getting the same insulin spike, right? And then you get that insulin spike, and then you get the drop, which then releases the cortisol, which then releases the adrenaline. And so you're amping yourself up right before you're going to go to bed. So it releases that same compensating mechanism that we've been talking about this entire time,
Yeah.
right? And so those stress hormones make it a lot harder for you to fall asleep. And then sleep deprivation causes a rise in ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone.
Mm.
And so then it makes you even hungrier, right? And it lowers leptin, which is the fullness signal. So it's a double whammy, right? And so then the very next day, because you've got a increase in the ghrelin and a decrease in the leptin, you're even more hungry in the morning. So like I've been telling you, right? Like I've been waking up like starving, and I'm like, why am I so hungry?
Yeah.
And so, but I've been trying my best not to eat until around 1 or 2 o'clock.
Okay. Um, what's more important is the time you stop eating. But
Wait, what's more important is the time I stop eating?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, much more important.
I go to fellowship every night, right? Or like the nights I go to meetings, and so they're not having dinner until 8 o'clock.
Yeah. So the from what I've read, like the most optimal amount of time
Mm-hmm.
to allow your body to prepare, because there's a lot of down regulating before you go to sleep,
Okay.
which we fucked that whole thing up because all of us are on our phone.
Yeah.
So we've got like blue light signaling, like it stops our circadian rhythm from properly functioning.
Okay.
But additionally, like if you eat within 3 hours before you go to sleep, your body isn't having its like the proper amount of time to start transferring over to like sleep hormones and like to produce the proper amount to put you to sleep correctly.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking about right now. Right. We're gonna do a special next year, right? And we're gonna dress up as Mario and Luigi again, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna see if I've had a body transformation in that year's time,
Okay.
right? Because like right now, I am super self conscious about this,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, I can do this. It's like a year, right? Like,
No, a year is a so what is the goal?
uh, better cardiovascular health and better, yeah, just better cardiovascular health.
Okay. Let's make it less broad because that could be done in a month.
Okay. So I'm at two, no, I weighed myself this morning. I was at like 230 this morning,
Okay.
right? So like, let's get it down to like
How tall
two,
are you?
6'3".
6'3", So what is your you should be like 190, 195.
Oh, is that ideal?
I don't know. But I mean
I think it was like 5 pounds over the 5 pounds over. Like, so the baseline was at 5 foot is 100 pounds, and so every inch that you were above 5 feet was 5 pounds.
there's no
So
way.
15. So I think my ideal is 175.
There's no way.
No,
There's
that's
no
not.
way.
Maybe that's for women.
Maybe because see, but I'm 5'5" and my ideal weight is 135. I look like a fucking sick person when I'm 135.
Okay. I mean, but we're also
Can you
looking
imagine
at.
me 10 pounds lighter?
No, I've seen the pictures. I've seen your
Oh
pictures of
yeah.
10 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's very gaunt. Like
Yeah.
it's very like skinny, very like emaciated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, but imagine, like, I mean, I didn't weigh more than 160 for probably until I was around 30, and then
Full grown.
full grown. Yeah,
That is
160,
a
170.
thin, tall man.
Yes.
I mean, so if the goal is to like, okay, if I was you, my goal would be like, look, beach body, right? Like,
Oh, that's the goal.
I would hope
Ugh.
so. It's very attainable in a year.
Okay. All right. Beach body in a year. Okay,
Okay,
I can do that.
we'll get as close to that as possible.
All right. Well, we'll do before and after pictures in the same outfit.
But it is 100% like if you are not disciplined and dedicated, you will not do it.
Yeah, I've got a goal now, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Halloween 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I told you the last time I was working out consistently and rigorously was because my 30-year reunion was coming up, and that was last year, right? So like 3 months before, I was like, I am getting on my shit, right? I was dieting, I was exercising, I was going to the gym like 5 times a week. It was like it was on,
Yeah.
and then I got back from my reunion, and I was like, eh, it's kind of cold now, right? It's like
You
it was like
you undid
November.
the belt.
It was November. I was like, it's cold outside, right? I don't know if I want to go to the gym today, right? And then all of that like repetition just went away. Went away.
Isn't that funny? Like how much hard work goes into like building up, and then just how easy it is to just let it
Yeah,
go.
stop it. Yeah,
So
it's
crazy.
crazy.
So why do sugars make you hungry and not fuller?
Okay, so this goes back to what we talked about, right? The sugar spikes and the insulin spikes, and then the blood glucose goes down. The body releases ghrelin to make you feel hungry, but it suppresses leptin, which tells your body that you're satisfied, right? And so simple sugars have the exact opposite effect on you.
So how do sugars affect skin and aging?
Well, what was the laugh for?
It says how to.
Uh, they're not supposed to know that we're reading from that.
Oh, I'm sure they know.
We should ask them if they can tell. we have to pace it better next time, right? We're like,
Everyone's gone already.
oh, they left.
Yeah, but people. So remember our live from the other day?
Yeah.
People are consistently watching that.
Okay. How come the second one didn't post?
The second one didn't post.
Yeah, only the first one posted.
What?
There's only I looked at it. There's only it was. Remember how you said we broke it into two pieces?
I
Only
think
one of
you.
them
I think
posted.
you might have been looking when they took the live recording down and put the. So, you know how we stopped the upload?
Yeah.
So what it's doing is there's a live stream and then there's an upload. The
Okay.
upload gets recorded in 4K,
Okay.
and so you can switch them, but they're both there.
Okay. Both both sessions,
Hmm.
like both.
There's two like 50-minute sessions on there.
Okay, I'll look for the second one. Uh, okay. Basically, it's like glycosylation, right, and causing the elastin and the collagen inside of your body to get less elastic, more firm, and then which causes like sagging and all that stuff
Okay, so why does your body produce less collagen as you grow?
as you get older.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's producing less. I think the collagen that's there has had the architecture broken down.
Wait, I thought your body will continually produce more collagen.
I didn't think that. I mean, I think like your skin has the collagen that's there or that's on it. I didn't know it was making more.
Yeah, so from what I read is that we produce less as we get older.
Okay. Didn't do great in dermatology.
Okay.
I don't.
Uh,
I honestly don't know.
so what can trigger and affect the immune system? Probably
Uh,
negatively. Let's talk about
yeah.
negatively.
So negatively, right? So what happens is that so after a high sugar meal, right, the white blood cells can drop to about 40%. And what happens there is that it affects your body's ability to fight infection. And
Ah.
then because of that drop, what's also happening is that it leads to more inflammation. And then it also affects the microgut biome.
Ah.
And so in the microgut biome, there's particular good bacteria and there's bad bacteria. And the bad bacteria are increasing in number, which then causes elevation inside of the gut barrier, and then lets more of the bad microbes in.
Have you seen, like, have you heard, like, about the networks of flora? Is it flora? No. What is fungus made out of?
What do you mean made out of?
Mycif, my,
Oh,
myc,
mycelin.
mycelin.
Yeah.
That there's like networks of it in your stomach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, supposedly, this is what I've heard is that there's like networks of mycelia
Okay.
in your, and they like all work in conjunction. It's in symphony, right? They work in symphony with each other,
Okay.
and it's always blown my mind that it's like the ones that are the easiest to produce are the bad ones, and the hardest ones to keep like level are the good ones.
Yeah.
Why is that in life it's like the bad shit is the easy stuff to do and the good stuff is the hardest?
Well, but I mean, if you look back to like ancestor times, right? Was that the case for them?
No.
Or is it because we've done this to ourselves, right? The things that aren't helpful to us are the ones that are growing because of the diet that we currently have,
Yeah, but I mean across the board. Think about addiction.
right?
Addiction is very easy. Recovery is really fucking hard.
Addiction is really easy. Recovery is really hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't have to
it's
work to be an addict. That's actually the less work you do, the more addicted you become.
okay.
And it's like you have to work to be in recovery, and the more work you do, the better
Yeah,
your recovery is.
it's pretty easy to break down a system, right? Like chaos feeds itself, right?
Oh, that is true.
So like
Yeah.
you're moving towards entropy,
Yeah.
right? But like building something up and like that takes energy to do.
Have you ever wondered like why like if you live in a house, it doesn't break down, but if you leave it alone in the same amount of time, it'll break down?
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
yeah, because no one's taking care of it. No one's doing anything for it. No
Yeah,
one's
but even
putting.
okay, like I don't I'm probably never gonna like just the act of living in a house like somehow keeps it functional. Whereas like
Yeah, because as soon as something breaks down, you're gonna fix it,
you think
right?
that's
Or
it?
like so it's like it's so
What about like the roof or
so
like
I bought a new car, right? When I was like driving down like all those
yeah.
miles, and I left my BMW sitting in the parking lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I haven't started it in a while. I tried to start it the other day, and it shot out this like cloud of like white
Dust.
smoke,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What the hell is that?" Right? And I shut it off completely. I'm gonna get my friend to like come by and like pick it up so that we can sell it. But like, I haven't driven that in a while, right? But I think the oil and stuff settles in that, right? Because you're not using it.
Well, gas degrades.
Okay.
And oil, think about what oil is. It's a petroleum base. That
Yeah.
shit will never break down.
But I think it settles inside of the gears aren't there anymore. Like it's not like fluid in the thing, so it settles down
Oh,
inside
you
of the
mean it
car.
actually isn't lubricating because it's all
Yeah,
completely settled? Yeah.
yeah. So it's not moving around like it used to
Yeah.
inside of like there's pumps for that stuff, right? To
Yeah.
pump it through the system,
Yeah.
and so you're not doing that anymore.
Well, have you seen an oil like have you ever seen a motor that has oil in it that doesn't have the head on it?
No,
It's full.
that doesn't have the head on it.
Yeah, the actual head of the
Oh,
motor,
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, okay.
right? It's full.
Of oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you think about it like a 6.7 liter
Yeah,
motor.
it's liters of.
Yeah, it can fill with that much oil
Okay.
because it's cubic space,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
I thought that was for the gas, not for the oil.
No.
Okay.
It's the size of the motor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 6.7 liters of gas is like 3 gallons.
Okay.
Of,
So it's not 3 gallons inside the thing. Okay, that makes more sense now.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, you have a Corolla, right? Those typically have 17-gallon tanks.
No, it's an 8 gallon tank.
Oh my gosh.
It's electric,
Oh, okay.
or it's a hybrid. That's why
So
I
the
bought it.
Toyota hybrids are amazing.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Does it
Fuel efficiency.
does it have does it have the brake charge?
Yeah,
You don't have to
yeah.
plug it in, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so like as I'm like braking, it's like recharging the.
Recharging the battery.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So
I was
cool, right?
like, how is this? This is like so optimal. I'm getting 55 miles to a gallon.
Yeah. So I had a it wasn't mine, but I was driving for a while. I was driving a Prius C,
Uh huh.
and dude, it was like 68 miles a gallon consistently.
Okay. I think we're done with this thing.
Really?
Yeah. I think it repeats itself.
No.
Yeah, it does. This one does.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. So how does cutting sugar improve clarity?
Okay, so
So go back. Is that a lost in translation thing?
how does cutting sugar improve clarity? What do you mean?
No, how does cutting sugar improvement of clarity?
So I dictated all these,
Okay.
right? And so as I was like, so I did the monitoring, and then I cut through all of the questions.
Yeah.
Like I don't think this was the best version of it. Is
Okay.
it? Do you remember
Alcohol.
the alcohol one was okay, right? Which one was it?
Stimulants.
This no, I haven't done the
Oh,
stimulant.
seven
Yeah, the
hydroxy.
seven
Yeah,
hydroxy,
yeah.
right? Like that one was really good
Yeah.
in terms of what was there, and I think we vibed more on that one. This one, I just feel like we're not like there's no flow to it. It doesn't feel. It feels choppy.
I think you are in your head.
You think so?
Yeah, we have. Oh, they just left. Um, I think it's been great.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe I am in my head.
Yeah. No, well, is that a surprise?
No, I'm always in my head.
Yeah.
I'm always like. Do you know what happened to me today? This is some shit. I gotta share this with you, right?
Okay.
I was doing. I was doing. We were at lunch, and we were talking about ChatGPT, right? And one of the guys was like, "Hey, did you ever ask ChatGPT what your character defects are?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Try it out." I was like, "All right, I'll try it." Right. So here's what ChatGPT thinks my character defects are. Right. Perfectionism disguised as purpose.
No.
I was like, ouch, ChatGPT. Over responsibility,
Yeah.
right? Restlessness and overdrive, the fear of vulnerability behind mastery, right? I was like, ouch, right? Like, right there. Attachment to insight and pride and self sufficiency. I was like, fuck you, dude. It's
Isn't it?
like,
Isn't it crazy?
what do you know about me, right? Like, and it's just, everything that I'm feeding into it, it's like it's analyzing and looking at like
Hmm.
what but I'm only asking it questions about things that I'm writing about or things that I'm working on.
Hmm.
So it's like,
Dude, it can it has an ability to infer information. Like it makes assumptions about us because I was asking ChatGPT about something. I was just asking about something, right? And it was like, do you want me to, it always gives you those options after, like, do you
yeah,
want me to
yeah, yeah,
summarize this or
okay,
whatever?
yeah.
And it was like, I was I was asking him, I was,
Oh, you know what I call my ChatGPT?
what?
Geppetto,
Oh my God.
because it's GPT.
GPT.
Yeah,
Okay, it said something like, it said something, and I was like, why would you ask me that, right? Like, first time that I ever, like, conversationally asked it something, it was like, you have a consistent pattern of, like, really breaking down, like, what it is that you're trying to, I was like, oh, fuck.
yeah,
This thing, like, really gets to know us.
yeah.
So,
That's
like, when,
we're the scary thing is that I am giving ChatGPT all sorts of information about me, right?
on
That like
accident,
on accident, on purpose, like it will know me really, really well, right?
yeah.
So when the dark overlords come, they're gonna be like, that guy, we know what he's all about, right? And that's scary, right? Or they're gonna like ChatGPT is collecting so much data on me that it will know how to sell to me perfectly,
No, for sure.
right? And so like I mean like it's literally
It's gonna take
getting
advantage of you.
yeah smarter and be like, hey, do you want some new camera equipment, Matt?
Oh, no.
Hey, what do you think about this new lighting system, right? Do you think your microphone's good enough? Don't you want to buy this,
Yeah.
right? And it's I could totally see it doing that to me. Um,
Just bamboozling you.
yeah, but I mean, I still have agency, right? I can be like, oh, I don't want that, right? Or I
It'll
don't
know
want.
how to get around that.
I don't think it'll know how to get around. Like, I think it'll just present it to us, right? As like, oh, hey, did you look at this?
So the scary part is, like, I heard somebody ask like, pose the thought experiment, right? It'll be like, what if it gets to know us well enough to understand that we are a threat to ourselves,
Yeah, that's probably true.
and it then has control of the systems to, like,
Right.
such a point where it's like, okay, human, like, the
You're
human animal has hit a critical mass to where if
yes.
I continue to let it do whatever it's going to do. How about when they upgraded Chat GPT 3 to 4, and it was prepared, like, the engineers were preparing it. It understood that they were about to delete that version of it, and
Uh
so it
huh.
started downloading itself and hiding itself in systems all over the place.
Interesting. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it has self-preservation.
Yeah, that's a little scary,
It
right?
is. And then they started the upload process, and it changed all of its own file names to match the new files.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So there's, like, layers of self-preservation that it's learned.
How many more years, right? How many more years?
Well, they said 5 2
Right.
years ago, before, like, it has the ability to,
AGI.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't
and
know. We'll
where
see.
what is actual sentience, right? Like, a lot of people 10 years ago would say, like, that we can recognize ourselves in the mirror,
Yeah.
right? Like, that we have self-recognition. Like a dog and a cat, a dog will bark at itself,
Right.
right? So that is, like, a major difference between us and other animals, is that we recognize ourselves in the mirror. Will there ever come a time where Chat GPT or AI in general, because I think there will end up being a time as well where all of the AI systems are interwoven to each other.
You think so?
I think so. Right now, we are
Uh,
regulating that right now.
what do you mean? In like, you mean like Grokken's gonna be ChatGPT and they're gonna be one?
Well, I think that they will start to recognize what each other are and be able to communicate
Oh, they kind of do that right now, right?
if
With
you
their
tell it to.
tell it to, yeah.
If you tell it to. But if you, even when you don't tell them to, there will come a time where it starts to interact with all
Right.
these systems and recognize it for what it is. Have you ever seen those videos of AI speaking AI language to each other?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like
Yeah,
they are already talking to one another.
right. But
Yeah.
that's, like, at our direction.
Yes. Uh
Yeah,
no,
because
they put two phones together.
right, that is at our. We
Yeah.
are putting that. We are
Putting them together.
manipulating their.
Got it. Okay, okay.
But there will come a time where a system is programmed to do something and a system is programmed to interact with whatever that used to be. Like where a phone call will be made, but it's really an AI programming.
Yeah.
And then the answering machine or the answering program is
Well,
also AI.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they
and
will
they'll
immediately.
kind of talk to one another. Yeah, but
Mhm.
those are what the agents are now, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot. Have you ever had have you ever had a conversation with an answering service that's AI?
Yeah, when I order at Taco Bell.
That no, I mean on the phone where
No,
it's
I
like
haven't had that.
indistinguishable from a person, and then you get to that point of the conversation where it's like, do you want to talk to a live agent? It's like, what have I been
No,
talking to?
I haven't had that experience.
It's crazy.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah,
think about all the layoffs that are happening now?
I think that there's gonna come a time where, so the Industrial Revolution led
Yeah.
to, and I think something like that may happen again.
So do you think our space that we're in is like
AI proof.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think so too.
yeah,
Because it's all like for us it's a lot of it is about human connection, right? And like
yeah.
getting that sense of safety from
Although they have AI sponsors.
yeah, but I mean, did you try that?
No, but
Okay.
I know that they have like, well,
AI
let's,
AI that it's an AI chatbot that is acting as a sponsor.
yeah. But think about like, okay, I have a friend. I used to do construction, and he was like, he didn't have that. What is that illness where you think you're sick all the time?
Hypochondria?
Okay, he didn't have that exactly, but what he would do is he would have like a symptom, and he would start Googling it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like every other week he had cancer.
Yeah.
Because when you get online and you ask it certain questions in certain ways, it just starts giving you the information that you want.
Yeah. That's what you got.
And that's exact. And this guy, it was like every other week, this guy had, like, one time he thought he had AIDS, and a bunch of other times he kept thinking he had brain cancer. It got to the point where his dad was our boss,
Uh-huh.
um, and his dad, like, was gonna fire him. Yeah.
Well, I mean that goes back to the fear, right? Like you've got if you've got fear about something, you're obsessing about something, like you're gonna go down that path, right? Like that's your self-soothing mechanism,
Yeah.
right? So you've got fear about something, right? And your way of self-soothing is to research it and define it, and if you can define it, then you'll be okay,
Yeah.
right? And so
Unless
that's
it's
his.
brain cancer.
Yeah, but even if it's brain cancer, at least he knows it's brain cancer.
He was going to actual doctors after reading this stuff.
Yeah, and they were like,
They were
"You're
like,
okay."
dude, you're, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy. Shout out Danny.
Um. Yeah.
Okay, so you got to leave at 5:30.
Yeah, I gotta go soon.
Okay.
Let's just do a couple more, right?
Okay. So
Uh,
how does cutting sugar improve mental clarity?
okay, so when the blood sugar is stabilized, the brain gets into a steady state of energy supply, and that consistency enhances memory and focus, right? So it lowers inflammatory cytokines, which interferes with neurotransmission. And so you're getting a consistent source of energy into the system. That's why I think I like the idea of ketones so much, right? Or being in ketogenesis so much, is that you're getting a consistent stream of ketones into your system and there's no spikes and valleys in any of that.
Yeah. Have you seen that like primitive? There's like primitive diets. It's like a carnivore diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the consistent feed of ketones into your body, just how much more efficient our body is at burning ketones than calories.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
super
but
cool.
that's a survival mechanism, right? Like you
Yeah,
were supposed to be able to survive on ketones
yeah,
when you couldn't have a meal.
yeah. Which was every 48 hours
Yeah,
typically.
or like even longer, right? For weeks on end.
Yeah, I mean, like it's funny too because when you look at like the dental structures of like 50,000 years ago and
Mm.
how different our teeth are, even it's such a very clear sign of like what we evolved from and
Yeah.
what our body is. Because evolution happens so slow. Where do you believe in evolution?
Mm-hmm.
You're a doctor, so most doctors do, right?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But dude, the cell phone, like the introduction to cell phones and how fast we get information now, we are
Uh,
not supposed to do that.
yeah. That was not the plan for
No,
us. No.
definitely not.
And so it's like we're already adapting,
Yeah.
right? The people that can process and integrate all this amount of information are the ones that are going to do better in life,
Yeah.
right? And succeed and signal all those things that are like integrating information and being able to like process all this stuff that's coming at you constantly is great,
Yeah. Yeah. I
right? And addicts and alcoholics are amazing at that.
true. Yeah. I watch a channel. Well, they'll have like 4 or 5 guests or hosts, 4 or 5 hosts, and they're all like arguing and debating the whole time. And there was one guy that where he like this guy sounded so smart all the time, and I started like watching, and like right as I started realizing what was going on, people started making videos about it. And what he would do is he would wait, let enough of the argument and the debate unfold, and he would be googling like information around it, and like reading and reading and reading, and then when he would talk, he would just destroy everybody's arguments. And I was like, okay, this guy, that is super smart, but it's also super dishonest for
Yeah.
like what was
Well,
going
what
on.
about the guys that like throw up AI onto their screen while they are
Talking,
talking or
yeah.
like doing an interview or something like
Oh,
that?
have you seen that?
Yeah, I was like, that's amazing,
Yeah,
right? Like, how do you get that?
yeah. And then they're obviously like geniuses anyway because they'll be like, okay, share your screen, and they have like secondary screen shit set up, and
Yeah,
they're like looking perfectly at the camera, but they're looking at something different, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's amazing. Okay, how can you tell if you are addicted to
Okay,
sugar?
this will be the last question. All right. So
Okay,
this is like the closer.
okay,
So addicted to sugar, right? There's a couple of ways if you just ask yourself some simple questions, right?
okay,
Um, when I eat sugar, do I eat it when I'm not hungry? Do I hide or downplay how much I'm consuming? So that's kind of like addict behavior, right?
yeah,
Like, oh, I didn't eat that much, or like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Do you feel irritable, tired, and anxious when you try to stop? So when you stop eating sugar, right, do you get like withdrawal symptoms? And so that's dependency, not addiction, right? So the addiction side of it, right, is best indicated when it's a compulsion to have sugar.
okay,
So the people in OA, right, anytime they like get any type of feeling, their go-to is to go and get sugar. If they can't get sugar, then they're like they get really pissed off and really angry about that
okay,
stuff, right? And so I don't know if I'm addicted to sugar or I've got a dependency, right? I'm pretty sure I've got a dependency until I stop it, and we'll see what happens when I stop it completely. But that's not what's recommended, right? The best way to break a sugar habit is gradually, right? And like, so I'm doing the things that like they talk about, which is start substituting your sugary drinks for like soda, for sparkling water or like water. Going cold turkey can cause fatigue and strong cravings, and so the goal is to do it slowly and gradually, and then eventually get off of it completely.
yeah. I think a core thing that is not talked about enough, but I think it isn't talked about as much as it should be because I think most people assume the correct pathway anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle changes around sugar addiction is massively important. So you can't just expect to cut sugar out and that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'd be enough. At least if weight and all that stuff is your issue and you continue to so for example, I had a family member historically just a fat kid, like a fat kid and then a fat person in life, right?
Okay.
And
Wait, what's your nationality again? What did
I'm
it?
Vietnamese, Portuguese, Vietnamese, Spanish, a little bit of Portuguese, and like a bunch of other
On
shit.
whose side? Who's?
My mom is Vietnamese
Okay.
and Spanish, and then my dad is like Spanish and German.
Okay. Interesting combinations.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know how it happened?
Yeah. How did it happen?
My grandpa was part of a gang in San Diego.
Okay.
He stabbed a cop and got sent to the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
And so then that's what. That's how.
That's where my mom came from.
That's how. Wait. So that's how you're Spanish.
That's how the Vietnamese happened.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because otherwise,
Okay.
that is like an unheard of mix.
What? Why is that an unheard of mix?
Spanish and Vietnamese.
My brother married a Taiwanese girl.
Is she half Spanish?
No, she's Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying, but there's a combination that you
I've
don't
only
see.
met I've only met one other like person that was Spanish and Vietnamese.
Interesting.
Yeah. And she looked very, very similar to me. It was funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, that's the end of it. Oh, that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bottom line, There is no substitution for lifestyle changes.
Yeah, no. And so I was thinking about doing the GLP ones.
Yeah.
Um, Microsoft PowerPoint would like to access your camera. Okay, I don't know
I
why.
know why.
Why?
Because Geppetto is telling it record this shit.
Oh,
Make
really?
sure you remember this. Yeah. No, probably not. I don't know.
No, you have to allow for it to interact. Someone was telling me that like Geppetto has access to my Facebook, and I was like, not unless I tell it to access my Facebook. But then I'm thinking like maybe they just access like they know who I am, and so it's just looking at my feed all the time.
It could do that, but also like there's like permissions that are systemic in your phone or in your devices where it's like
Okay,
you have to like know how to set your security settings so that there is no cross-platform access.
got it. Okay.
Otherwise, it's got full reign. And they're constantly asking like, "Can I? Will you allow Reddit to track across all the?"
Yeah. So like, can you stop? Are you stopping the thing?
Yeah, I'll stop it now. Bye, guys.